A lot of blokes kicked many goals. I think Watson, Searle kicked 3 and Smith kicked 3 the last time they played them. And maybe Crombie might have got 3 too. And that was 9 goals from 3 players out of about 14.
Yeah.
So they relied on a couple. And I think Fulton kicked a couple and Hetherington kicked 3 last time. So there's not a huge amount of goals scored. Yeah, I know. I got it written down. I'm just trying to sound professional. Like Jason's left, I'm trying to sound professional. But, but those 2 games, even though there wasn't much in it, I just think East had it over them both times, and I think Bannockburn will have to pull something special out of the fire to win today, but I'm not discounting that either.
Dale Smith, footy's very much a confidence game. Zach Smith is in pretty good nick. He's been kicking bags regularly in the second half of the season. He's up and about. How important do you see him today in a game where Grubby said that not a lot stand out as multiple goal kickers, but he looks like the one that really could be the match winner?
Yeah, well, he'll be the bloke that Dan Measure will probably go to again. They played each other last time at Bannockburn, and I think, as I said, Grubby said he got 2 or 3 for the day, but Dan Measures is one of those blokes that will take that on board, and he probably won't let him try and get as many as he did the last time. So it's going to be a great battle there. As I said, they add into that Watson Searle. I think the first time they played Grubber was the Saturday was just after they played the Anzac game. So Bannockburn's time frame from coming out of that to playing on the Saturday wasn't big, so that may have hurt them as well, because I think towards the end of the game a few of their boys got a bit tired.
They each kicked 5 in the last quarter, didn't they?
Yeah, I think that's the case. And as I said, the game should have been done and dusted pretty much at quarter time out at Bannockburn, because they just held sway for a long time in that game, but just didn't know how to finish them off. In the end, they won by 3 or 4 goals, and that was enough to get them over the line. Again, as I said, they go back. They've got some good options through their forward line. Fanning provides that. He didn't play last time. He's a good bloke at centre back, a tall option. He's going to get Kunchka. Helmore, I'm not too sure whether he goes back and plays on Hetherington or they swap those 2 around. So their matchups are good, but their explosiveness around the contest, East Geelong, from the contest, Andrews, Lemper, McIntyre, just a ball magnet. He wins a lot of it and feeds it to those sort of blokes. If they can hold those blokes in so they're not out and running free and slow the delivery into their back line or into their forward line, then Bannockburn I give them a real half chance. But that's what they've got to stop.
Yep. You actually haven't seen the selected sides.
What's that?
Measures in the centre.
Who?
Dan Measures in the centre.
Oh, is he? There you go.
Ronnie Pilgrim wouldn't tell a lie and put a side in like that, would he?
Oh, well, actually, I didn't. Actually, I actually wandered past the local at Bannockburn the other day, and I actually looked at the side, but I looked at it just to see what was on it, but I never just stood and studied it to see whether they'd actually been picked. So I think that's more to the fact that would have been a closer to where they're going to start today than anything else, I would have thought.
Well, it doesn't matter. Just like the best players, when they put in the best players after the game, I noticed Circuit didn't get in the best 6 from Inverleigh.
Yesterday?
Yeah.
Who did?
Wilson.
He's I could have given him a
Circuit.
Grundle.
Circuit's like Nick Peters. He asked the club not to put his name in the paper.
No, he's not. He just didn't get in it. I asked them. They reckon he didn't get a kick, but you blokes give him free votes each, you drongos.
We need to let you know that the reserves game is finished and there's a 17-point victory to the North Geelong side. So the Werribee Central's team will bow out. The 2023 season didn't make the top 5 in the first and lost in the first round. But I still think the club took a big step forward from last year when they had a lot of injuries, a lot of change of personnel. And they've committed to their coach for next year, and I think we might see a bit of green and yellow come September in the GDFNL next season if they can get themselves organised over the summer.
Well,
so North Geelong.
I haven't yet.
Sorry, what?
They've committed to him, but I haven't yet.
Oh, yeah.
Who do you think makes the decisions down there? I'll be having a chat to him first.
Yes, we're going to take a little break, David. Go back to the studio because we're not far away from the starting time. East Geelong are out on the ground. We haven't yet seen the Bannockburn team, but we're not too far away, so we might clear some sponsorship announcements and come back to the Elimination final, GDFNL footy. This is 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. Zach Plants just sent me a text, Grubby. Please tell Grubby to give us something today.
So I just sent him one back. At least he's involved in the moment.
Oh, dear. Concept Oval at St Albans, the St Albans GFL ground, and just walking past us now, Kieran Fulton, not dressed in the black and gold of the Bannockburn side, and Brad Peters,
he's not playing,
an absolute star of the club over many, many years. So those two gentlemen will be watching on this afternoon. But the rest of the team are out there. They're looking fit and strong, but they're very young. We know that, and that could be an advantage to them through the afternoon, that youth and exuberance, but it may also be a deterrent if the young fellas run out of gas. They're against a very good East Geelong side. Both sides just warming up at the moment. So quickly, gentlemen, in a who wins and why? Dale Smith, you go first.
Oh, I think East Geelong get it done, but late in the game. I reckon that halfway through the last quarter will be up for grabs, but I just think their overall strength and size will get it Bannockburn in the end. But I'm hoping that the Tigers get through, mate.
And Grubby, if you're a man of your word, you're going for the Tigers.
Hoping. Look, that's biasness.
What's that?
I can sit here and watch the Werribee Seconds and not be by no, I can't. I tell you what, there could be a surprise here because I just know that they play this ground really, really well. Over the last couple of years, they've come into these finals and in some particular games were given absolutely no chance at all, which you're giving them now. And they've...
Who are you talking to?
You. And they've... you're hoping, but you don't give them any chance.
No, I give them a chance.
But, they've come into a lot of finals without anyone giving them a chance, and they've prevailed. But I'm a person that sticks to me convictions, and I thought East was the best side in the comp early in the piece. They had their injuries and struggle, but now they've got nearly all of them back, although the coach and his brother aren't playing. I see through the team sheets, but I just think East Geelong, I've tipped them to win the flag early. I'm going to hold that tip. And to do that, they obviously have to win today, so I'm going to have to pick them today.
Excellent. I think it's going to be a ripper game. I really like the fact that Bannockburn can never be sold out in these finals. They've won the last two, and their expectations pre-finals probably weren't that high. They're an outstanding club, a lot of self-belief, and in Ronnie Pilgrim, very, very well coached and organised. And he's a great coach of young players, and there's plenty of them in this side, but they've also got plenty of experience. But We're looking forward to a great game. Umpire has the ball in the centre. The players are moving into position. We're almost ready to go. This is the Fairhaven Homes first quarter of the GDFNL
Best in the business.
Elimination final. We've got a big netball game. Thompson are playing Corio in the elimination final in A grade. We'll try and keep you updated with scores in that game as well. But we already know that
there'll be 40,000 over there for that. Jeez.
There's a heap. Don't you worry about that.
First surprise, Cal Hetherington rucking today. Mitch Hammond starting at full forward. So there you go.
Righto, Dale Smith, take us away. Elimination final 2023.
Yes, umpire with ball in hand and siren has sounded. The umpire throws it up. McLennan gets the first ball down, goes to McIntyre. Intercepted there from Hetherington. He emerges from the contest. Little kick into the half-forward line. Spiller, he's actually gone forward today, which is a bit of a surprise. Another option up there. So he's got the ball comes out to Elzinger. They've been allowed to play advantage. Gets going back with the mark will be taken by Lowe. So Sam Lowe back in this side in the later part of the season. And will be a welcome return to this side. Goes out wide. Mark will be taken out there. This time Helmore takes the mark on the half-back line. Still inside their defensive 50. And East Geelong kicking with the aid of. So small breeze there. Coming forward now. The ball out the back comes up. Ends up in the hands of Bowden. Bowden goes to Beardsley. Beardsley's little short kick goes to Battaglia. Mark, was it taken? Umpire said yes it was. So Tristan Battaglia, sorry, Grub. Thank you very much. So he goes long now. And into the half-forward line. Robinson up one was uncontested for a start. Goes into the hands there of Jervis. He's taken high, says the umpire. Yes, it was. And Connor Jervis can go back and have the first shot of goal in this afternoon's game.
And just while he's done that, I can tell you that Bannockburn have won. East Geelong have won the toss, and they will be kicking to the aid of the wind.
That's what I said.
Do you?
Yeah.
Oh, do you?
East Geelong kicking with the aid of the breeze.
Oh, I never heard you.
Yeah.
Concentrate.
That's right.
Eric Pearce.
So the kick from Jervis goes to the goal square. Ooh. McLennan doesn't try to mark it, just knocks it forward. He probably should have grabbed, but it's gone to the boundary line and over the boundary line. So we're going to have a throw in about 10 metres around from the behind post. Hammond now going down and he'll do the ruck work.
Thought he was up forward.
He is, Hammond.
Oh, happy Hammond.
Yep.
I'm going home. I'm bugging here.
So the ball's picked up there. McLennan's got the ball down. And it's been held up in that contest. Going back to the umpires. About 20 metres out from the Bannockburn goal. McLennan again, some good body work. Ball hits the ground. Lemper taps it wide. Picked up out there by Andrews. Goes further afield. Gives the handball outside. But again, back over the boundary line. Another throw will take place. And we're about 30 metres around from the behind post this time.
Better have a look at this before.
I was going to say there's a bit of pre-finals finals nerves with the players out there. We've got some in the commentary box
right.
as well.
Andrew, no S.
Andrew.
I've got one right.
Righto. Ball comes out of that contest. Picked up in the kick forward there by Hose. Didn't go too far. Again on hands and knees. Picked up there Henderson. He's on trying to get the ball out. Still trying to work through the contest. Did now. Outside into the hands there of Peters. He goes back towards the goal square. Mark, will it be taken? No, it's not. Ball hits the ground. I think it was. It got the ball to the ground. And we're going to have another throw-in which will take place, this time only 10 metres from the behind post. Bannockburn still at their attacking end. So it's thrown back in again, Hammond front position, but McLennan works him out of it, goes to Andrew, and he goes back towards centre wing. In front, Ezard, good strong mark. He takes it, looks for the runners back inside. Crombie's that player. Tried to put boot to ball, but missed his boot. Tackled further by Bath into the hands of Jervis. Goes quickly into their forward line. Ball gets out the back. Pictaglia up against Beardsley. Ball running towards the boundary line and goes over. So we'll have a throw in which will take place inside the forward 50. So again, I think they're brother-in-laws, aren't they? Battaglia and Beardsley.
I don't know about the family connections at Bannockburn. We'll leave them to you.
The other battalion must be too.
Yep, so I reckon they must be all related.
And another
anyway,
Beardsley.
Goes into the hands and it goes quickly to the centre of the ground. And coming up, Watson Searle in front of Bowden takes the mark. And he's now looking for some options outside. Lowe's going to be the first one, but he goes to Menzies instead. Menzies goes outside to McIntyre. Again, still trying to find the ball and goes long in towards Crombie. Beardsley's on him. Ball gets out the back. Crombie did nicely. Beardsley had him. Got back and put a bit of pressure now. Lowe gets a quick kick into the forward line. Smith picked the ball up. He's tackled, ball over the boundary line. We will have a throw in this time half forward line for the East Geelong side. 4 minutes have gone in this Fairhaven Homes first quarter, and both sides are yet to score.
We have flexing of muscle at this stage, but no one's got on the scoreboard 4 minutes in. Boundary throw in Forward pocket, East Geelong in attack for the first time for the quarter. Hugh Menzies does the ruck work. The ball comes forward. It's Mulville who gets a right foot kick away. It doesn't go anywhere. Smothered off the boot. Quick interception, taps it over the line. And we'll have a boundary throw in again. Just in front of the East Geelong reserves bench. The wind is probably not quite as strong as yesterday. The flags are a little listless, but it's blowing in the same direction. A bit of a southeasterly favouring the city end. Ball comes out the boundary line, but it's forced over again. And the third consecutive throw in. Jammed in the forward pocket or half forward flank for East Geelong in attack for the first try. Trying to get something on the scoreboard. Either side will be keen to draw first blood with a goal. It's always good for a confidence booster to start with. McLennan gets front position, but over the back was Hetherington to Jai Robinson. He's dragged off the ball, tackled very cleverly by one arm, couldn't do anything with it. And a free kick to Ryan Holt. No, it's Alex McDonald, sorry, for East Geelong. His short pass out onto the flank and finds Sam King, one of the young players on that side. He's had a fantastic year for East Geelong. That's a neat pass from him into the forward line. Coming out is Izard. He can't take the mark, but it comes back to McLennan. That's a terrible kick. Grubs it into the forward line. Bounces over the players as the oval ball does. Zach Smith picks up quickly. Snaps at goal. Missed everything. Out on the full. Bannockburn will win back possession of the ball.
I reckon a lot depends on him too, you know, Zach Smith. If he really fires, they're going to be really hard to stop. But he has a tendency to play an ordinary game every now and again. We just hope that's not today.
So Ryan Bowden has the ball. He's one of a pair of brothers who are very, very solid couple in the back line for Bannockburn. He short passes out. That hasn't quite landed properly. It's missed. Ryan Lemper comes in as a quick snap at goal.
And he missed
too. He's missed to the right as well. So first score for the day, a behind to East Geelong. We're 6 minutes into the Fairhaven Homes first quarter. And it is the most reliable kick in the competition, in my opinion, Lewis Clifton, who will bring the ball back into play. Runs down to centre half back, that lovely drop punt pass, and he finds another man. Hits, I think that's Elzinger on the chest, true centre half back. He kicks across the ground there. It's Nick Peters, actually, yes, as correctly called by Dale. Ball goes down to the half forward flank. Coming out is Battalia. Hand passes inside. That's Peters again, kicks in the forward line, and there's marking immediately playing on. Running into an open goal and missing to the right. And that was Hetherington, I think. So it's a miss at both ends, a very, very gettable shot. So the nerves are still strong at the moment. 7 minutes into the Fairhaven Homes first quarter, one behind to each team. It's Beardsall for East Geelong has the ball, kicks it into the back pocket. And over there finds a teammate there in Lee. Lee's short pass finds Crombie. Still inside the 50-metre arc. East Geelong looking to get out. So Beardsall goes long, goes all the way down to the wing looking for big bodies. Players jostling, hits the ground. McIntyre's had the ball dragged out of his hands. Quick kick forward by Hose. Spiller can't hold the mark. It's dragged off the ball. Umpire said disposed of it incorrectly. And Jaden Fanning will take the kick for East Geelong. A neat little pass finds the reliable Sam Lowe. Just backward of the centre. He kicks into Sam King. Hand passes quickly to Beardsall. Beardsall runs through the centre circle. Kicks long into the forward line looking for Smith. It touches the Bannockburn player's hands, but Smith picks up a crumb. Snaps at goal. Wide to the right. A second behind to East Geelong. They're two behinds. Bannockburn won 8 minutes into the Fairhaven Homes first quarter.
There's just no talk there. He slapped it onto the boot when he had a little bit of time. You've got to yell at him. You've got some time, son.
So the ball now kicked in from the full-back position, goes out towards Henderson. He's going to pick the ball up. No, he won't, because the ball's going to go over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw-in, which will take place outside their forward 50. So just waiting now, umpire with ball in hand. Heathering doing the ruck work up against McLennan. McLennan's been able to use his body so far. This time Heathering over the top, goes back to Henderson. Henderson boots the ball, goes towards centre wing. Peters is there, and that's Link. Handball comes out of that contest, picked up there by Vitalia, kicks over the top of his shoulder, goes back towards the boundary line. It was touched off the boot, and we'll have another throw-in, which will take place right on centre wing.
Oh, they're not playing last touch. Gee, they did in the seconds.
Took a little bit of time just to feel each other out yesterday, and today it's the same thing coming from that contest. Lemper tries to work his way through. Ball is tapped back towards the half-forward line. Coming out was Lee. Gave it across to Bartel. Handballs over the top to King. King's tackled. Oh, high, says the umpire. And Sam King will go back and be rewarded with that free kick.
I reckon he played in the seconds grand final last year, this kid.
You reckon?
Yeah.
So the ball goes short, but only as far as Patagula. And this is Locke.
It might be back there this year too.
He goes into it, and he goes back, and he goes long into their forward line. Kunchka's a target. Out the back, he takes it on the chest, continues to play on, kicks round the body, and he also is offline, and it's through for another minor score. So scores tied up once again, 2 points apiece. 10 minutes gone. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Ball comes out from fullback across into the pocket, and East Geelong player has the ball there. Short pass down the ground and finds Sam King, who just got a rollicking from Grubby, so he's about to respond, and he does beautifully.
That's better.
Finding Beardsall with a short pass, and Beardsall now has it just on the edge of the 50-metre arc. Plays on and kicks out wide, but that is a poor kick, and it must have been touched off the boot, because the Bannockburn player thought he'd taken the mark and stopped, but he was dragged to the ground, and the umpire comes in and will ball it up. That was yet to settle properly. McLennan gets a hand of that one, but it's Hose who picks up the crumb, bursts through the pack, quickly kicks it forward, looking for a teammate. Punched away cleverly there by Lee into the forward pocket. Comes back to him, but picked up by Spiller, who's into the forward line this week. Comes back quickly, and Lincoln Peters, the veteran of this Bannockburn side, has taken a mark. He'll kick from about 40 metres out on a 45-degree angle, and has a chance to bring up Bannockburn's first major score for the afternoon.
What the hell's going on here?
So, yeah, we just lost power. Yeah, come back after this ad. Righto.
No, now.
Australia.
After what? Just turn the ads off and put us back on.
So we're back here after a little power outage at St Albans Oval. Bannockburn versus East Geelong. 3 points to Bannockburn, 2 to East. It's Lowndes for East Geelong. Kicks the ball forward. Ball bounces on the point, tricks a lot of players, going in hard at it, but coming through strongly. Daniel Measures, he can't break a tackle. Hugh Menzies is also caught, but gets a second go at it. Very, very skillful. Hand passes out to his little buddy, Austin Mulville. That's a stabbing pass into the forward line, looking for Crombie. He can't hold the mark. Immediately tackles his Bannockburn opponent to the ground, and will have a ball up. 30 metres out, directly in front. East Geelong in attack, trailing by 1 point. We're almost 14 minutes into this Fairhaven Homes first quarter. Still no goal on the board. Hammond punches the ball forward. Players are scrummaging there for the ball. Clever little hand pass by Ben Mulville. Clears the pack, but the umpire's blown the whistle. He's found a free kick. And it's going to go to Austin Mulville, I think, a true centre half forward. Probably a bit far out to score. He's looking for options. Umpire says you'll have to hang on, son. That's a 50 metre. The umpire must have got a bit of trash talk there, because he's the man on the mark, is now on the goal line.
Hey, what? It was a lot of late trash talk. He's already kicked the ball.
Yeah, it wasn't. He went through the mark to pick up his opponent.
Yeah.
That's what they said, but he followed him through, so I'm not too sure.
Okay, so the result is a goal to East Geelong. Austin Mulville's got the 50-metre penalty, kicked from the square, kicked their first goal. They're 1-2-8. Bannockburn 3 behinds, and we're 14.5 minutes into the Fairhaven home first quarter.
Well, I didn't see it, but if that's what had happened, then the umpire needs a good kick in the bum. If someone runs through the mark, you are allowed to follow him. You're not allowed to go through if you're not following. But if a player runs through the mark, then you are allowed to bloody well follow him. So if that's what happened, then the umpire, as I said, needs a kick in the bum. That is wrong. But anyway, the first goal on the board.
And
I tell you,
Tristan Battaglia agrees with you, Grubby.
well, he was the one, I think. But
Yeah, he was.
I just got a funny feel. Yesterday's game opened with a bit of zest and a bit of, they were into it and at each other, and it was hard on. This just seems to be like a reserves game. There's not enough. Someone's got to take the ball by the horns here and inject something into this game.
Bit of urgency, Grub.
Yeah. It's a final, for God's sake. The loser goes home. He don't come back. That's it for the year. And they just seem, either side at the moment don't seem to be playing like that.
They've run out of balls.
Yeah, don't worry about feeling each other. Just get in and get the bloody ball.
Well, they can't find the ball at the moment. It's somewhere in the
Stuck up a
Gordon
tree.
Cove College yard.
I knew I should have parked my ute down there.
And I think now we might have to wait for the emergency ball to come. But yeah, here's come.
We found one.
Come over the fence. So for a moment there was no ball to chase. But it's back on the field. And we've got Hammond and the reigning Neville Whitley medalist Tim McLennan in the centre to go at it. 16 minutes have gone now, so we've got an extra minute at least of time on. East Geelong 8, Bannockburn 3 in this elimination final here at Concept Oval, St Albans. The ball goes up in the middle. The two big fellas go at it. McLennan very cleverly taps it down. Can't quite get Andrew, but he's got Ryan Lemper now, who kicks across his body into space on the half-forward line. Punched cleverly away there by young Perkins. His teammate has got a high tackle there. Is that Jervis? He kicks long and straight, and Kunchka's come up on the lead and taken it on the chest at true centre half forward. Turns immediately, kicks up and under, 9-iron-ish, looking for a teammate there. Battaglia tries to get it. Hetherington bursts through the pack, takes the ball, hand passes back to Kunchka, back to Hetherington. He avoids a tackle, kicks on the outside of the boot. The umpire's underneath it, but it's just off to the left. Another behind to the Tigers. That's their fourth of the afternoon. East Geelong 1 goal, 2-8, 17 minutes into the Fairhaven Homes first quarter. And there was a bit more urgency in that play from Bannockburn.
Well, I'll tell you what, it would have been the Morris Finance goal of the year, not the day, the year.
So Beardsall now goes low and flat outside 50. Mark not taken out there. Andrew picks the ball up. Now he dashes and goes quickly towards centre wing coming up. Missed Watson Searle. Ball gets out the back. Picked up Ryan Bowden. Goes by hand. Has a teammate out the back, and that's Beardsall. Beardsall goes back towards centre wing. Looking for his teammate there in Jervis. He picks the ball up and goes into the half forward line. Leading up as Spiller takes the mark. So Spiller now in between centre wing, half forward. He's going to put the ball deep into attack, you would think. He decides to go long. In front, Hetherington's got to be the target. He's up in front, usually takes those marks. Ball comes out. Umpire said he chopped the arms, so he's going to win a free kick anyway. And Callum Hetherington can go back. He'll have a shot at his third goal of the afternoon, but he's had 2 behind, so he can't get 3, can you, Grub?
I don't believe you just said that. You tried to get yourself
Third
out of trouble
shot.
and put yourself deeper in the shit.
Third shot at goal, I should have said. Hopefully this one goes straight through the middle.
I'll tell you one thing.
What's that?
He's the bloke that you got to watch at the moment. He's the bloke that looks like he can take the game by the scruff of the neck. His pace from a big bloke is unbelievable, and he needs to kick this goal.
So Hetherington now comes in. Distance of about 35 metres to kick from. Runs in, kicks that goal. Ball goes across the face and through for another minor score. So he has 3 behinds. Bannockburn have 5, and East Geelong are 1 goal 2. We've gone 18.5 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Beardsall has the ball in the square for East Geelong. He runs his full measure, and that's a lovely long drop punt kick down the line. Looking for low, gone over his head, but picking up the ball very quickly and kicking there is Howe.
The Hoff.
He's off briefly. Crombie evades a tackle beautifully. Kicks long into the forward line. Looking for Fanning. It eludes him. Goes out the back of the pack there and running onto it is Osborne. He's dragged down. The umpire comes in, blows the whistle and said, holding the pill, son. And it's going to be Lowndes for East Geelong who's going to win this free kick.
Young Osborne played a great game the last time we seen him, but he just didn't have any awareness there. He should have known the bloke was sitting right behind him.
So Lowndes now comes in. That's a long shot at goal, but it's away to the left. And a combined 1 goal, 8 for the afternoon here at the ground. East Geelong have 1-3 of that and the lead. And we're just coming up to 19 and a half minutes into this Fairhaven Homes first quarter. Waiting for the ball to come back into play from Bannockburn. That's a short kick down the line, looking for and finding Osborne, who made amends after that little moment before.
Well done, son.
And he's passed beautifully across to Connor Jervis, half-back flank. Bannockburn again trying to set something up. Not a lot of action, but Jervis finds Jai Robinson on the lead. Then the silky little left foot up.
And g'day to Normie if he's listening.
Kicks down the line looking for Kunchka, and he's presented again. He's been very lively, the young fella up forward so far. He's turned into quite a good young footballer, and he plays on now. Kicks the centre half forward. He's looking for Battaglia. Lowe does a very good job to intercept, but Battaglia still trying to follow up. Crombie's in there for East Geelong trying to win the ball. Bursting through the pack there was Osborne again. Got a high one. The umpire has rewarded him, so he's burst back quickly. Kicks across wide, and that's Perkins wandering down from half-back flank. Grabs the ball. Hand passes inside to Henderson. Stabbing pass from him forward. But coming out to take the mark, there is Lee. He kicks across goal and finds Beardsall. Still inside the 50. Plays on quickly around Kunchka. Runs away. Drop punt low down the line. Out in front of his teammate there in Ho, but he can't take the mark. Comes inside to Jai Robinson. Back to Bowden, whose short kick goes into the forward line. Bannockburn had the numbers, but Jaden Fanning did a very good job there to win the ball. Gets it to Sam Lowe. He gets it to Sam King. He's grabbed around the neck. Plays on immediately. Won that free kick. Horrible kick forward, though. Straight to Jai Robinson. Picks it up on the bounce. Evades one tackle. Can't evade the second one, no. Hugh Menzies got him. He dropped the ball, and Menzies has won a free kick right on the corner of the centre square. East Geelong in attack. He has a teammate wide on his own on the centre wing, and that's Bartel. Bartel kicks it forward to McIntyre, and that loping left footer puts it right at the top of the square.
In the back, I think. I think he's going to pay an
Smith's won a free kick. Good call, Grubby. Zach Smith has been infringed in that marking contest right in the goal square, and will certainly kick the Eagles second for the afternoon.
And I don't care how easy it is, take your time, line it up properly. It's exactly what he's doing this time.
So Zach Smith's coming in, leaves the boot. That is his first for the afternoon, his team's second. 2 goals, 3-15. Bannockburn 5 behinds. We're 22 minutes into the Fairhaven Homes first quarter.
Well, I tell you what, you called it beautifully with Fanning through here. That was a great pick-up for a big man. He got in between the two Bannockburn players, and he was able to pick the ball up, got it down. The other kid, I'm going to ring Johnny Mitchelson. I reckon young Sam King might have either won or went very close to winning the medal for the reserves best on the ground last year, if it's the same kid. And if it is, I'm glad of that, because you love seeing blokes come up in the seconds and play well in the
he
first.
Came across from St Mary's out of their under-18s, couldn't get a go, so he tried out, and he's advanced well, hasn't he?
Yes, he's really come on well, and that's attributed to your coaches and your whole club.
So back in the middle we go. Ball thrown back in the air. Hammond doing the ruck work. McLennan nicely down to McIntyre, and from the middle they come again. Goes out wide. Crombie couldn't take the mark. Beardsall right with him, but Crombie recovers well. Goes in towards centre half forward. Kick wasn't too bad, but just failed to hit the target. Going after the ball now is Hoff. He can't pick the ball up. Picked up there. Bowden was tackled. And free kick. Not too sure they saw that either, but anyway, that was Hoff now with the ball at the about 30 metres out directly in front. And he's going to go back and try and get East Geelong's third goal. Steps in now. As I said, won't have any trouble with the distance. The accuracy is all is required, and that's straight back over the umpire's head. And East Geelong now have their third. They move to 3-3. They lead Bannockburn 5 behinds. We've gone 24 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Well, if the other games today played any sort of an indication, I just don't know if they've got enough. I think Bannockburn are doing well enough. If they can hold them to this 3, then they may have the advantage. But with East Geelong just lifting the tempo a little bit, they're looking like they might get another couple. But a couple of free kicks, I couldn't see them, but I'm a long way away.
Well, he called it early, the umpire. He was very strong on the decision.
I thought it was going the other way.
Hold of his jumper.
I actually thought it was going the other way.
Yeah, so another throw in the middle. 21 plays 5, 24 minutes gone. McLennan gets that one again Again, Lemper can't quite control the ball. Battaglia comes through strongly. The umpire said he was held. And Tristan Battaglia will take the free kick for the Bannockburn side. Kicks long down to centre half forward. Kunchka in front, punched away, but the umpire said Fanning infringed. And Kunchka will take the kick. He's right on the 50-metre arc, kicks into the pocket, looking for his leading forward in Hetherington. Over the back of the pack, Jervis is going to be first there, Nelly, but Beards will arrive first. They tackle the ball near the boundary line, trying to get... and the umpire's blown the whistle. We'll have a throw in. Forward pocket running about 15 metres around from the Bannockburn behind post. They'll desperately need a goal in this 4A. It's getting late in the quarter. We did have a little bit of downtime, but McLennan gets that down in the front of the pack. Fanning can't get away. Battaglia tackles quickly. The umpire said we'll have a ball up again. So Bannockburn in attack, trying to get something out of this 4A forward. McLennan again with Hetherington. Ball comes across to Lee, kicks across the body to Sam Lowe, and I think Sam Lowe was close enough to hide the fact that was probably always headed for the boundary line, Grubby.
With the decision, some of them that were paid yesterday, that was deliberate, but I'm really, really glad that the skill error level in our football allows that to be thrown in.
Ruck contest, go at it, picked up, Link Peters tries to get out of the contest, got the handball away, went towards his brother McLennan, did some nice work there, got the handball outside to McIntyre. He runs the boundary line now and goes long to the centre wing. Ball gets out the back, Bowden leads in the race for the ball, goes across the ground because he has Clifton in some space by himself. So Clifton now just settles things down for the Bannockburn side. He's going to go straight down the ground, short chip up over the top, went towards Peters, got the handball back inside and... umpire said that was incorrect disposal, so I missed that again, but it's picked up there. Mulville now, he goes long, goes towards Smith, and very quickly, he can't take the mark at ground level, picked up Menzies, goes back towards goal, looked okay off the boot, but has drifted across and through for a minor score. So, East Geelong now to 3-4, Bannockburn are 5 behinds, 26.5. Fairhaven Homes, first quarter scoreboard.
Hey, Grubby, he's not very pretty. But you'd want to have John McIntyre on your side all the time.
Oh, every day of the week. He's just so consistently good. He's not a superstar. He just plays consistently well week in, week out.
Outstanding player.
And a chance to make the team of the year, I reckon.
Ooh, that's not a good kick.
That is a terrible kick out on the full. So East Geelong will bounce it straight back into attack. We're getting towards the end of the quarter, 27 minutes. We did lose a minute there when we had a loss of ball. But I think we've probably got a couple of minutes left. It's Bartel has the ball, kicks it along. Izard actually, long into the forward line. Smith over the back, has had 2 goes at it. Come right over the back of the pack, got 2 clear hands to it, and he was the only one to grab the rebound when he got his feet back on the ground. There was a huge pack of players there, but he read that beautifully. And he'll line up for his second for the afternoon, and if I think I'm correct, his 70th for the year, which does include 8 in one reserves game he played.
Well, they're not included in the reserves, you bloody idiot.
So he has just snuck it through for his second for the afternoon and the 4th for East Geelong. 4:28. Bannockburn 5 behinds, 28 minutes gone. Fairhaven Homes first quarter.
Well, I did say he was one of the ones that really had to play well today, and he looks like he's on song at the moment. He had a couple of points early, but now he's got a couple of goals. Whereas the bloke to watch up this end's just kicked points or not quite made the distance in Heathering. That might be the bit of the difference. And you must be in a pretty nice mood today yourself, Smithy. With that out in the full, he says that's not a very good kick. It was a bloody shocker.
Ball back in the middle we go. This time McLennan up, down, gets it down. Lemper. There's a free kick being given. A holding decision off the ball this time.
Yeah.
And it's going to go to Mulville. And this is Ben with the ball in the middle of the ground. He decides just to go long. That's a nice long kick into the forward line. Coming across Ezard, put the hand up, couldn't take possession of the ball. Gets out the back, picked up. Hoff has the ball, got a runner outside. McIntyre once again, little short option into the forward pocket was good. Just missed his teammate there in Lowndes. The ball runs back over the boundary line. And we're going to have another throw-in which will take place. Deep in attack for the East Geelong side.
Oh, where he come from? I think his nickname's Chair.
What's that?
Lounge chair.
You're an idiot. Ball goes back to the boundary line, and we're going to have another throw in as we tick towards 30 minutes in this first quarter.
I'm getting stupid.
So again, umpire with ball in hand. Throws it back in now. Ezard doing the ruck work. Took it out of the ruck contest. Kicked back towards the full forward position. Coming out, Menzies. Picks the ball up. Got the handball away. Went back to Ezard. Stepped out of the contest. Went back to Lowndes. But he was too busy resting. And he's got the ball taken off him because he said it was incorrect disposal. Free kick's going to go to, looks like Beardsall deep in at defence now for the Bannockburn side. This time he brings the ball round the boundary line, goes looking for Kunska, but snipping in between them is Timmy McLennan. And the ball's going to go back into their forward half very, very quickly and long towards the centre half forward position. McIntyre stands under the ball, hose over the back, gets the ball to ground. Lemper's reading that play nicely, but he was tackled straight away. Oh, there was no prior opportunity in that one either, I don't reckon. And free kick is going to go to Peters. This is Nick.
And 50
metres. So Nick Peters now will travel from one end of the 50-metre centre square to the other. And no one's standing a mark, although Tim McLennan's positioned himself pretty nicely there. So maybe a late chance here for the Bannockburn side. Peters goes out wide. Kick went towards Kunska. He runs onto it. Was going to run onto it, but the ball bounced backwards. In the meantime, it's been picked up by McDonald. Put a bit of pressure on himself, but he went outside, found Fanning. And now from the half-back line, goes towards centre wing. Out there in front, Menzies couldn't take the mark. Again, chopping the arm. Yeah. Hate to be a backman these days, Grub.
Oh, yeah.
Menzies now gets the ball. He goes quickly towards McLennan. That's a good kick. The big fella didn't have to change stride, but then having said that, he didn't take the mark either. Picked up by Perkins. Goes to Hose. Got the handball back outside to Bowden. Got himself out of trouble. Look back into the middle of the ground, and he'll find Tom Barth. So Barth now with the ball. Just defensive side of centre wing. Little chip up over the top will be good because Robertson has taken the mark. Handball for the running player in Osborne. Osborne now gets his kick smothered. Some good work through the middle of the ground there. And that was free McDonald. McDonald got the handball inside. Ends up with Menzies now, and he loads up and goes long back into attack once again. Ball Smith protected with the ball, but it goes to Watson Sulu. Screws the ball round the body, and he is offline through for a minor score. 4-5 now to East Geelong, 5 behind Bannockburn. We have gone 31 minutes. Fairhaven Homes first quarter scoreboard.
Ball out from full-back into the pocket as the siren goes to end the first quarter. 4-5-29 East Geelong. Very impressive once they got settled about halfway through that quarter. Bannockburn 5 straight behinds. A 31.5 minute Fairhaven Homes first quarter. Dale Smith, goal kickers.
Goal kickers this stage of the game is Zach Smith with 2, Hoff and Mulville Austin have 1. And Bannockburn, as we said, haven't hit the register yet. We're going to take a short break, come back and go through, look at the second quarter, which is not too far away. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
Names first quarter showed East Geelong 4-5-29, leading Bannockburn 5 straight behinds, and that 4-goal gap's about a fair indication of the contest, Grubby.
Well, it probably is at the moment because, but I actually think the win's probably worth. I'd have liked to have seen East Geelong kick 5 goals, and they kicked 5-5 or something, did they? Or 4-5. So they're right on the mark. But Bannockburn actually had the opportunity to kick a couple themselves, and they just fell down up forward. Hetherington went all right in the ruck early against the big fella in McLennan, but what had to happen is they had no one to kick the goals down there. He went back, and then McLennan took right over, not just winning the tap-outs, but winning it to his teammates, which was a real good catalyst for them going down and finishing off the quarter with another 3 goals, and probably got what they needed to get. Gee, it's hard to find really good players for Bannockburn. I reckon East Geelong had blokes running everywhere. Jack Beardsall, Ben Crombie, King was good. Zach Smith looks dangerous. Billy Andrew for the first part of the quarter. Huey Menzies did some nice things. Jaden Fanning down the back was unstoppable. McLennan in the ruck got on top, as I said. Ryan Lemper was good. Alex McDonald was pretty good too. I liked his game. And it got a little bit tougher when I went to the Bannockburn side of things. Although Jai Roberts had a few touches, but not great, but all right. Nick Peters was pretty good. Tommy Barth did some nice things down back early, but was just swamped in the last part of the quarter. Osmond made a bad mistake early, but redeemed himself and got a few touches in there. And of course, Hetherington's the one that looks dangerous there. Where do you play him? Well, if you play him down forward and they can't get it down to him, he might as well not be there. But if he goes in the ruck and someone else can kick a goal, that's the problem they've got. That's the problem they've got with Big Kieran Fulton not playing. But he's not playing, so they've got to come up with something. But at the moment, East on top.
Yeah, they're humming along beautifully. And when they get their run going, they're a lovely side to watch. And I suppose we talk about the wide open spaces, and if they can get that run and spread, Grubby, they sort of could beat Bannockburn at their own game.
Well, they could. And if you have a look through their side, they haven't got a lot of superstars. I don't know how many of them made the team of the century, but I know from just looking through it, there wasn't many, maybe only the one. And yet they've been as good a side when fit as any of them. So I think they base their game on every single person doing something. And when I look through their side in that quarter or at the end of the quarter to give votes or to give their best players, I had to actually have a look at all 22 of them because everybody did something. And I think that's what they're relying on today. The whole team playing a team game. And as they all say in the classic, Smithy, a team of champions will never beat a champion team. I nearly stuffed that up, didn't I?
No, you recovered beautifully. Actually, you were in a dangerous spot, but you
I got out of it. I got out. Not like Smithy before, and he just sunk. For his 3rd goal of the afternoon, they were 4 straight points.
Righto, Dale, you are the coach. What would Ronnie Pilgrim have said to his group at quarter time?
He'll be sacked shortly.
Look, to be honestly, I don't think he needs to change a lot because they had enough opportunities. They just didn't kick goals, and that's what you need to be able to do. You need to be able to put scoreboard pressure on, especially when you're playing a side like East Geelong. You can't let them just run around and dictate and be 3 or 4 goals up. They've got to do some hard work now, and I think their main aim will be get back to somewhere close to them at half-time. And I think if they can do that, then they will give themselves a chance at the latter part of the game. But as I said, scoreboard pressure means a hell of a lot in any game of football, and they'll need to make sure. Hey, Ruff. And they will need to make sure they get as close to as East Geelong as possible in this quarter, mate. And if they can do that, game back on.
I think the main thing is, I reckon they'll kick a couple. The main thing is against the win, they've got to make sure they stop East Geelong from kicking any at this point, I reckon.
Yep.
You know.
Righto, we're back in the middle of the ground. It's a 24-point margin East Geelong's way, and we're moving into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter, another one of the great sponsors of the GDFNL. And the building itself is not far at all from here. So if you're thinking of coming down for the afternoon to watch a bit of footy, then sneak over to Buckley's, have a feed on the way home, and support a club that supports all of Geelong footy. I know they're heavily involved with the GDFNL, but they support the AFL Barwon clubs as well. They're a great local institution, so support the Buckley's Entertainment Centre as well. Dale Smith.
Next year.
What's that?
I think we should have a half-time spread and a quarter-time spread.
So back in the middle we go. Game still on the second quarter. Ruckman go at it. McLennan down to McIntyre as they've done before to Mulville. Umpire said there was a throw, incorrect disposal. Again, I probably didn't see that, but anyway, into the hands of Jervis the ball goes now, and he goes quickly into their forward line, gets out the back. Reading in the race for the ball will be Sam Lowe. He's going to go there, pick the ball up, looks to bring the ball back to his wing position, goes out wide, and again, leading in the race for that ball will be Connor Jervis. He's going to slide in and take the mark, so Jervis again was able to put the ball back into their forward half very quickly. He plays on now and goes long, goes flat. Not too sure where the ball's going to, but it ends up there in the hands of, not too sure who that was. Was that Hetherington? No, it wasn't. It was Spiller, who's down forward now. There was a holding decision. And again, I didn't see that one either. But it's going to go
you
to
must be
the
blind.
alongside. I can't see them at all, any of these ones that they've been calling.
Yeah, there wasn't any doubt about that
Either
one.
way. So the ball now is clicked back towards centre wing. Menzies is the target. Good strong hands, takes the mark on centre wing.
He's going to be a good kid, this kid.
Oh, yeah.
As long as his shoulders stand up and the
Yep.
body holds up, he
He'll be
will be.
right.
It's no doubt about that at all. Ball goes short into the hands of McIntyre. And again, he just keeps winning possession of the ball and then uses it very well. He's found Sam Lowe unattended on centre wing. Can't afford to do that. So Lowe now, he looks back inside, goes short. Crombie comes up and he takes the mark. Still not much further advanced from that centre wing position, but Crombie's now going to put him into their forward 50. Ball out the back, marked, and it comes down towards Robinson. Tries to trap it. He sits over the top of it now. Needs to get the ball out. Went out. He did so. Got it to Bowden. Bowden turned the ball over into Lowndes' hands, and he goes back towards the goal square. Menzies his best position by that kick, and he will take the mark and relieve some pressure. He goes short, looking towards Bowden. I'm not too sure he's actually looking at the ball then, but he's been able to take the mark. So this is Ryan Bowden. He's deep in defence for the Bannockburn side, and he goes out long towards centre wing. Kunchka up over the top, recovers well and kicks the ball back over the top now towards Battaglia. And that's Tristan on centre wing. He looks back inside. Running player is Osborne. He's been held up there, now called the play on. He goes short, looking towards Spiller. Ball gets over the top of his head. And again, this time it's Lee that picks the ball up. He transfers play to the far side. Mulville out there. Austin, he goes on his left boot, goes back around the boundary line. A little bit too strong for Crombie. Jervis is there. He ducks back inside. Looks to go back towards a lead-up player. And this time Spiller takes the mark on his chest. Forward of centre wing, far side. And now the options have dried up a little bit, so he decides to go a little bit long and low, and that's Hetherington comes out, can't take the mark, ball gets out the back. Again, East Geelong with some numbers, so they run the ball from that defensive position. Helmore takes the ball, goes to Mulville, handballs back inside to his brother Ben, and he now goes back towards centre wing. Kick again, not good. It's going to get out the back, nicely tapped over there to Peters. Peters goes back outside to Jervis, over the top to Beardsall. Beardsall goes backwards again to Bowden. Little quick kick, goes forward. Coming out, picked up there by Hose, I think it was, to Elzinger. They're running the ball with handball, but they're putting themselves under a fair bit of pressure. That was dropping the ball. I did see that one, and it wasn't paid. Ball goes out the back now, so East Geelong run the ball from defence. They did that nicely. Goes out towards Lemper. In front of Robinson. Race is on. Both players going hard at it. Robinson, good tackle, brings Lemper down. Ball goes over the boundary line. Umpire said, let's throw it back in. So 3 minutes and 20 into the second quarter. Neither side has scored in this quarter so far.
Well, Bannockburn have to score with this Bruce. They have to.
So goes over the back of Pack. McLennan gets it inside as normal to McIntyre, who up and unders the centre half forward. Watson Searle was held out of that contest, was paid a free kick. And he's just inside the centre square, runs around on his left foot, kicks long and low, looking for Smith, and that's a strong pair of hands out in front of Daniel Measures and takes a very, very good mark, Zach Smith. Good lead, beautiful pass, and a perfect set of hands at the other end, and Measures could do nothing but watch from behind. And now Zach Smith will line up for his third goal. He'll be kicking into this slight breeze. We'll get an indication of how savage it's going to be on shots for goal right here, right now. So got a chance to extend this 24-point lead early in this Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
Tell you
Smith's,
what, I
kick
tell
is
you
long.
what.
It is straight. It is a beautiful kick for goal, this boy. That's a 30-point lead to East Geelong. 4.5 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
Tell you what, against the win, the first goal, I always reckon it means a hell of a lot when you've already got 5 beforehand with the win. And I just think Bannockburn, if they don't do something very, very shortly and get a couple of goals on the board, I think they're going to be out of this game pretty bloody early. So they've really got to... Here's their chance now. Here's what they've got to do now. I think they've been a little bit lacklustre up until now. They've got to shake the cobwebs here, and they've got to do something really extra special and kick a few and get back into this game.
So we've got Hammond and McLennan going at it in the middle of the ground. The ball is up. It's beautifully done again, getting towards Andrew by McLennan's hit out, but it's been sharked away by the other ruckman. Hammond himself kicks it forward for Bannockburn at true centre half forward, but coming out is Mulville, kicks long to the centre wing. That's a really strong mark there by Clifton, showing that he's got a lot more to his game than just kicking. And again, a beautiful pass into the middle of the ground finds Jai Robinson. Wheels along on the left, a long, low drop punt into the forward line. Bailey Alford can't hold the mark. First time we've called him. Beardsall picks up a crumb, kicks it long down the line. Hammond tries to mark, can't hold the ball. Does pick up the crumb though, gets it across to Connor Jervis. He's tackled immediately, can't get it out. The umpire said, "You've had it a long time, son, you've had it long enough. East Geelong can have it now." And they've got the ball in the middle of the ground. This is Ho, I think, kicks down the line. He'd be looking for Izard. Oh, that's a very good mark by young Perkins. His father was a staff of the Bannockburn club in years gone by, and the young fella showing plenty of promise. Kicks it to centre half forward. Spiller comes out, takes a strong mark. He's on the quick lead now, looking into the forward line. That's a lovely pass over the head of Hetherington, over the boundary line. Will have a throw in. About 30 metres around from the behind post, Bannockburn in attack. They're trailing by 30 points. 6.5 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter. The ball waiting to come in now. Spiller's going to tackle McLennan in this. McLennan's actually going to get the ball all by himself because the throw in wasn't good. He hand passes it to Andrew. Andrew kicks forward, but his kick is intercepted by Peters. That's Nick. He kicks into the forward line, but coming out very strongly is Sam King. Leaves the ball behind, but the teammates there pick up the crumbs. Mulville comes through, staggers, hand passes it back to Mulville. He can't get it away. Hayden Spiller grabs the ball, quick snap at goal, but that is 20 metres to the right of where it needed to be, at least probably 30.
I'd say 30.
Out of bounds in the forward pocket. And we'll have another throw in. Trailing by 30 points, they really need something in this 4A forward.
Well, at least it didn't go out in the full. The ball's still in their area. There's still a chance.
So Ruckman go at the defensive end, and it's a free kick to McLennan over the shoulder, he says. Timmy McLennan now with the ball.
Is there too many free kicks being paid?
There is a lot of free kicks being paid. Yeah, some of them maybe a little bit soft, and it comes out wide now. They go out to the half-back line. King's in front. Ball gets through there into the hands now of Lee. He runs the boundary line and kicks long down the half-forward line. Perkins goes back with the ball. With him was Lowndes. Lowndes kept it in the field of play, did that nicely. Now he's tackled, got rid of the ball, goes back to Ezard. Ezard looking at his support, has it now, and he goes backwards. He's got a teammate there in Bartel. He delivers the ball. That's a great kick, good lead up, and that's Watson Searler comes out. So just outside range, I would think, at this point. Has options short, decides to go across the ground. Player in some space by himself. Bartel once again to the running player in McIntyre. Keeps finding it. Gets the ball over the top to Crombie. Crombie left the ball behind. Peters also into the hands of Beardsall. Beardsall goes back now to Peters, and he runs and kicks the ball towards centre wing. Battaglia can't take the mark. Out the back it goes. McDonald, he wouldn't be able to pick the ball up either. Battaglia does so and goes back into the middle of the ground, gets through a couple of players. Kunska's now best suited by it, decides just to kick the ball off the ground. That's going to work okay because Battaglia, he's going to run straight onto the ball. He's got an option in the goal square, and Hetherington, he will waltz in, and they will have their first. Bannockburn are on the board. They are 1-5. They trail East Geelong 5-5. Almost 9 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
A bit like last time and the way Bannockburn play. When they do get it and run the ball, they look really, really good. But I tell you what, they had a big let-off down here. You got 2-on-2, right? The East Geelong bloke gets to the ball first, and what do the two Bannockburn players do? They run to him. So he gives them an option to handball back to the other East. One tackles, one stays beyond. Just basic thinking, and they didn't think. But they got it down very well for a great goal.
Grubby, that looked like a bit of bad play from Kunchka when he kicked it off the ground, could have picked it up, but he clearly knew that Battaglia was on that half-forward flank all by himself.
Did he or didn't he?
I reckon he did.
I reckon he did.
I
reckon he's just kicked it and he's got lucky. There you go.
It's worked out very well for his team. Ball back in the middle. Jai Robinson tries to pick up the ball. He's still following it. Hugh Menzies has taken one on the head by Robinson. He's bent down to pick over the ball. Robinson kept running through and got him with his hip on the way past. So Menzies now, long, low drop punt into the forward line, looking for Izard. He can't hold the ball. Watson Searle picks up a crumb, hand passes out to himself, evades a tackle, gets it forward to Lemper. He quickly kicks across his body, and the ball bounces straight through the middle, and that is a perfect and immediate comeback to Bannockburn's first goal. East Geelong bang on their sixth. 65-41, 1-5-11, a 30-point margin again. And we are 10 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
Gee, I tell you what, from an opposition point of view, you hate to see it. And we saw it yesterday. Belpo still finally kicked their goal, and Inverlew went bang. And they went on and won the game. And if that's going to continue, if they can get goal every time, then East Geelong are going to win and win pretty easily. Look, you've just got to fight harder in the centre. I know there's been a few free kicks paid, but look, you've just got to go harder and harder and harder. There's no tomorrow here.
So back in the middle we go once again. Hammond doing the ruck work. McLean's still doing it. And the ball comes out from that contest. Picked up there by Peters. Runs, looks for some options. Handballs over the top. Went back towards the big fella there. And Hammond got the handball away to Henderson. He's tackled. Got the ball wide. Don't know how he did that, but he got it out there in the end. Went to Peters once again. Little bit of dummy work and goes into the half-forward line. Ball gets through the contest. Going at ground level. Picked up there nicely. East Geelong fence working very nicely. Handball goes out. They run the ball now towards Sam Lowe, who's made space on centre wing. He can continue to run. Lead-up player is going to be out in front of Hoff. He comes up.
That's
nice
beautiful.
pair of hands. Gives the handball straight back to Sam Lowe. Kick was partially ineffective because he was tackled as he kicked the ball.
Well
Sam King
done,
collected
son.
that ball nicely. Goes back to Hoff again, once again, and it goes forward into the forward half. Again, this time measures, taps the ball out, wins the handball back, and then decides to deliver the ball back towards centre wing. Kunska comes up from behind. Lowe was up, couldn't take the mark. Goes to King, handballs out the back. Now they've got some running players. This time it goes back through Simons, and he kicks back and finds McLennan. So McLennan now
Well
again
done, Sammy.
can go across the ground. Player in Bartel takes the mark almost in the centre of the ground. He's called a play on now, goes over the top to McLennan. He was looking to go to Bartel, but he decided to go a little bit deeper. McDonald has the ball. He's got options out the back, and that is Lee. So Lee now from the half-back line can go. He's been held up a little bit. A handball goes over the top. Fanning now decides to go long into their forward line. Ezard's the lead-up player, but in front Perkins.
Again, good
he's
boy.
taking the mark, and he will relieve some pressure for Bannockburn. So he goes short, back into the middle. Kick had to be good. Picked up there. Handball's also good. Peters coming through. Got the handball out into the hands of Alford. Goes back towards Spiller. Spiller just puts boot to ball. Goes back to the middle of the ground. The only player there is Lemper for East Geelong, and he takes the mark. He doesn't waste any time. Ezard comes up at him and takes the mark now. Still inside the centre square. Longer option. No, he goes short once again. Menzies mark not taken. So at ground level, he recovers nicely. Goes back to Ezard and goes sideways. Back to Sam King. And he's now looking for his options. He goes low and flat towards the half-forward line. Coming out. Mark not taken out there by Smith. He's carried over the boundary line. We will have a throw-in which will take place.
Grub, you hadn't had a chance to take a breath, but how good was young Sam King had here before with those three coming at him?
Terrific.
Magnificent for a young bloke.
Terrific. And I just don't know whether Bannockburn are just putting on enough pressure on him just at this stage.
So the ruck contest, go at it. Ball comes out into the hands of Hose. He runs from that contest, goes into the hands of Peters. Delivers the ball back towards the centre wing in front. Hammond, mark not taken. Ball comes out the back and again cleaned up out there. This time through Simons, and again he goes straight back to where the ball came from. Menzies can't take the mark, but I tell you what, Hoff is there and he takes the mark. Handball's out wide. It actually wasn't him. It was
Lowndes.
Lowndes it was too. Ball goes into the half forward or full forward position. Picked up by Henderson. Out the back to Beardsall. Into the hands now of Bowden. Bowden delivers the ball back towards the half back line. Mark not taken out there. Lemper. Support from Hetherington now, and he runs and carries. Goes inside to Peters. Goes back. Was going back to Hetherington. Decided to stop prop. Goes backwards further. Had Beardsall once again. He goes back into the middle of the ground. Peters is there by himself.
Ooh.
Link can't take the mark. Got the handball back outside. Player tripped over. His brother tripped over there. Not to be tripped on. But it's East Geelong again. Through the middle of the ground they come. Beardsall carries the ball. Handballs up. Goes to Crombie. Crombie out wide. And we're back into the hands now of Lowndes once again. Runs inside 50. Kicks long. Menzies is there. Ball doesn't get to him. It's punched away. Picked up out there by Bowden. He's had the ball taken from his hand. It's kicked off the ground. It must have hit the post, did it? And It's gone through for a minor score to East Geelong. So it's now 6-6 to the East Geelong side. 1-5. Ball brought back in quickly. Ends up with Bowden. This is now in the hands of Beardsall, who goes long outside 50. McIntyre best place. He's up, takes the mark. Now there's a holding decision given, and it's going to go to Hetherington. Didn't see that one either. Anyway, Hetherington now delivers the ball back inside towards Osborne. Nick Peters is there. He takes the ball. Option wide is Robinson. Uses him now. Can go on his left boot. Batalia's long if he wants to use him. That's the direction he goes in. Hammond, bit of a race on down there now. Batalia, he leads in the race for the ball. Steps back inside. Got the handball away, but it went straight to Lee of the opposition.
No, he's going to give Batalia a free.
4. High, was it?
Yeah.
Okay. Didn't see that either. So, Lock Batalia now. In range, I would think. You can go back and have a shot at goal, and would need to put a little bit of pressure on the scoreboard here for the Bannockburn side.
Bit of right to left with the wind, he should be right.
So Lock Batalia runs out now, gives himself a bit of a look at the goals. He goes long, but it's going to land in the square. Mark is not taken, comes to ground. Coming through is Tristan Batalia. He goes round the body, and he is offline through for a minor score.
Grubby, you were struggling
to
find good players for Bannockburn at quarter time, and one of them was Ryan Perkins, and he's just gone off with what looks like a pretty serious shoulder injury, unfortunately, for the young fella.
Gee, going all right.
So the ball's added to the halfback flank, coming through very strongly there is Billy Andrew, bursts from the pack, kicks long down the line, looking for Lowndes. Lowndes almost takes the mark, pushed off the ball there is his teammate in Hoff, and he's Hoff, Ho, and he's over the boundary line.
He's been all right, Lowndes. Yeah. Matter of fact, I didn't get to say it, but I reckon he's a contender for the Fairhaven Homes Mark of the Day back here about 3 minutes ago.
Certainly was. McLennan almost wins that, gets it down to in the direction of Sam Lowe. McIntyre, the reliable, on the right foot this time, kicks down, but Clifton doesn't hold the mark, tackled immediately, throws the ball and was caught. Good pick up, Grubby, and Mulville for East Geelong. Low drop punt, but that's not a good kick. The umpire has signalled a free kick and will go to Daniel Measures, who was held out of that contest. And the veteran local football superstar, multiple premiership player with 3 different clubs, has the ball in the back pocket for Bannockburn. Kicks down the line, Jaden Fanning, front position, takes a very, very strong mark indeed. They're dominating in the air, on the ground, everywhere. Kicks it across to McIntyre. Lovely little pass from him in the forward line. Menzies doesn't let him down with a good use of the body. Eased Bowden out of the contest and allowed himself to take a chest mark at the back. And he'll have a shot for goal, 40 metres out, if that, directly in front. And he's worked very hard today, Grubby, and been a good focal point for them.
Well, he definitely has. And I tell you what, it's a lot easier to put blokes out of position when you get a kick like that, right exactly where he needed it. So
Menzies now, laconic style, but it's just off to the right-hand side, one behind only. Takes East Geelong to 6-7-43. Bannockburn a 1-6-12, 17 and a half minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
So Beardsall now kicks into the back pocket. Clifton in by himself. He will just look to move the ball slowly down the ground. Goes towards Luke Bowden. He comes up, takes the mark. Now they're on with a little bit more urgency. Out wide. Mark will be taken out there. This time it's Jervis. Looks back inside. Goes towards Spiller. And he's now got the ball. Defensive end. I'm not too sure he's moved back now that Perkins has come off the ground, but Spiller not too sure what he wants to do with the ball. Goes back to Clifton, put him under a little bit of pressure, goes out wide, bit slow through the air there, but it's picked up and they run the ball through Beardsall, goes back into the middle of the ground. Out the back it comes towards Henderson. He can't pick the ball up. Jervis did, got it back to Henderson. They've got the player leading up at the ball now, which is Batalia. He goes into the hands of Hose. Hose long, back into the forward line. McLennan going back. Hetherington did nicely there, took the ball from his hand, and he goes in and kicks his second goal of the afternoon. And the second for Bannockburn, they are 2-6. They trail East Geelong on 6-7 on 19 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
Well, I did say he was going to be the danger man if there's going to be any danger to be had, and he looks like this young Perkins coming back on, is it? Is that the one with a serious shoulder injury, you goose?
He did walk off with a very grimacing look, and his left shoulder was hanging down low, and he's still rolling it around.
I think it was broken, but Ali fixed it. It's the greatest trainer in the GDFL.
Magnificent effort. We'll see how long that lasts once he gets into a pressure situation, but it's good to see him back out there.
I think he might have just copped a stinger, Rob. They wouldn't let him back on if he didn't.
So back in the middle we go again. It's Limper that tries to get out of the middle Can't do that. Osborne intercepted the ball, but it's picked up by Mulville. Went back to Lemper, over the top, back to Mulville. This is Ben. Handball, missed the target. Hose goes back and collects it. Goes to Jervis by hand. His kick goes at the half-forward line. Spiller comes up, meets the ball, goes back to Hetherington. Bit slow through the air. They're not too sure what he was looking at, but anyway, Mulville, he tries to pick the ball up. Can't do it at this stage. Hetherington went back and gathered it. Now he's caught. Umpire said, dropping the ball.
They've got to fight tooth and nail here. They can't let East get the next one again. They've got to get 2 in a row, the Tigers.
So Menzies now delivers the ball out wide. Mark will be taken out there. McDonald plays on and goes long into their forward line. Smith has got a bit of protection there. Didn't take the mark. Called the play on now. Got through 1 or 2 tackles. Looks up at the goals. Goes straight at it. And he has got his 4th goal of the afternoon. And that is the 7th for East Geelong. They are 7-7. They lead Bannockburn on 2-6. 20 minutes gone. Buckley's Entertainment Centre, second quarter scoreboard.
Well, I tell you what, he dropped the mark. He butted up beautifully and put himself in contention for the the Morris Finance goal of the day. What a magnificent goal from Zach Smith. I just said a couple of seconds ago, Bannockburn have got to fight tooth and nail and not let him kick another goal to theirs. They've got to get 2 in a row, and they weren't able to do that. And time is running out in this quarter when they've got the breeze.
Very disappointing. Zach Smith's turned himself around. He's lost a lot of weight over the summer and
Well,
a lot more vibrant this year.
His performance in last year's finals wasn't great. He's making up for it today.
Certainly is. So McLennan gets tap out to Mulville, but it's intercepted by Jai Robinson. Kicks forward. Connor Jervis takes a mark low down, immediately plays on, kicks long into the forward line.
That's a free kick to Bannockburn.
Free kick to Bannockburn, and it'll go to Bailey Elford.
Did you see that one, Smithy?
I saw it.
He'll kick for goal.
I would have played that. I'd have played that for sure.
Out, and hopefully his granddad Jimmy is missing, a former cricket premiership teammate of mine. He'd be a very proud granddad today with his young fella out here. Bailey Elford.
I'm speechless.
I
am speechless.
And his Uncle Billy, Bannockburn premiership player as well.
Jeez, what about his Auntie Fanny?
Jaden Fanning, he's out there somewhere. So Bailey Elford directly in front. He'll kick from 20 metres out. A desperately needed goal for his club, and he has got it straight over the goal umpire's hat. 3rd for the afternoon for Bannockburn. They're 3-6. Elford's first. And we have gone 21, almost 22 minutes into the Buckley's Entertainment second quarter.
So if the quarter can go for 29, 30 minutes, the Bannockburn have now got the chance to kick 2 in a row, which they need to do with the breeze. Because if they don't and go in 5 goals down at half-time against the breeze, their fight's nearly over. So they must now get a couple of goals with it. They can't let East Geelong get the next goal. They've got to get a couple in a row. I know I keep saying it like a broken record, but that's all it's about. Get the next one, Bannockburn.
So back in the middle, ball thrown in the air. Ruckman go at it, ball comes out. McIntyre wins possession, goes to Lowe. Lowe delivers the ball out wide. Players coming up at the ball. Clifton couldn't trap it, goes back towards Alford. Melville did trap it and then tried to get rid of the ball. Got the handball outside. Hoff, he's taken possession of it. Tried to deliver the ball back outside into the hands of Hose. It was a throw, says the umpire, and again, Hose now runs and carries the ball. He kicks ball into the half-forward line. Coming up, McDonald, ball gets through the contest there. Out the back, Fanning, a little bit of time and space, goes to McLennan. He's looking to deliver the ball back towards centre wing. Usually a good user of the ball. That one's gone a bit too wide, and the ball has gone out of bounds in the full. Battaglia takes the ball and goes quickly back into the forward line, looking towards his brother. Ball comes to the ground. He goes after it. Picked up there by Alford, out to Robertson. Robertson goes back into the hands of Spiller. He hasn't had a clean possession today, I don't think. Spiller's finding it really hard to pick the ball up. This is King, tries to work his way through the contest. First one was a little bit high. Free kick will go to Sam King. Runner outside, goes to Lowe. Lowe now goes into the centre wing position. In front, Ezard too tall in front of Bath there and takes the mark. Again, he plays on and goes quick. Smith up at the ball, the mark, and decides to go himself. Low flat kick towards Watson Searle, and I think that might have a bit too much on it as well. Out of bounds on the full. And free kick will go to the Bannockburn defence. Luke Bowden now with the ball. Goes back to the goal square. Clifton's got the ball. Hetherington's made some space out further, but he decides to go a little bit shorter. Has Beardsall in that space. He picks the ball up now, and he goes longer towards Hetherington. Has marked it on the defensive side of centre wing. Steadies himself down. Looks up. Player leading up as Spiller takes the mark this time. So Spiller now delivers the ball, goes towards the centre half forward position. Elzinger had the mark. He's got support though. Peters comes in, went to get out of trouble, gave it back to Elzinger. He loads up and goes long to the full forward position. Out the back, Kunska, ball hits the ground. Kunska picks the ball up, handballs back out to Osborne, takes a step, props and goes long back towards the goal square. Mark will be taken by East Geelong, and I think it is McDonald. It is. He goes out wide, has Beardsall. And Beardsall from East Geelong goes towards centre wing. Kick through the hands of Spiller once again. Picked up there by Nick Peters once again. Looks to go back towards centre half forward. That's a better kick. Mark not taken by Kunchka. Got himself out of trouble. Got the handball away. Went back towards Elzinger. He was tackled. Ball, good strong tackle there. And I think that's Mulville, is it?
Yep.
He's taken the tackle and he's given it being mortared with a free kick. He goes out wide. McIntyre again with a little low kick. Ezard again presenting up. He's done that pretty well for most of the day. And it's marked inside the centre circle, this time by Crombie. So he's now going back out towards centre wing as a siren sounds to end the first half here, which will see East Geelong go in at 7-7. They lead Bannockburn on 3-6. And to this stage of the game, Zach Smith has 4, 1 each to Hoff, Mulville, Austin and Lemper. And for Bannockburn, 2 to Kellen Hetherington, 1 to Bailey Alford. Take a short break, come back and go through and look forward to a second half action here at, Concept Oval at St Albans. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football. and both sides have moved to the positions. I'm not too sure where the my team's gone, but Grubby wouldn't be too far away, but probably just having a recent fill. Siren has sounded, so we're just about to start the third quarter here. Ball is with the umpire, and McLennan doing the ruck work. Hetherington back in the middle of the ground. Both players go at it. Andrew has the first kick, goes straight up in the air. Spoiled from behind there. Low tapes it forward. Coming through was Bowden. That was Ryan. Missed the ball. Mulville gave the handball. He gave it away to Menzies. He wasn't watching the ball. And the ball has gone with a free kick to Osborne. So Osborne now quick to his feet. Goes by hand to a player in Robinson. And he runs and carries the ball. Goes towards the half-forward line. Good mark out there, Elzinger. He turns and also on the march. Goes very quickly from 50. Looking for his teammate in Alford out the back. And he takes the mark. And he will go back and start things for this third quarter for Bannockburn. Hopefully a goal which will bring them back to about a 3-goal margin. So Alford now has won this afternoon. Again, distance here not the question, but the accuracy will be. So Alford comes in. Kicks that goal. And it is held its line, and he has got the first of the third quarter. Bannockburn now to 4-6, trailing East Geelong on 7-7. We've gone just over 1 minute. Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
Well, just in a minute of football, they've actually picked up that urgency that I thought they were lacking in that probably the first half, especially the first quarter. And to kick the first goal against the Breeze and just get a bit closer at the moment. Again, I know I said it when they had it with the win, but by geez, wouldn't it be good if they could kick the first two against it and really get this game, set it on its head, really?
Well, a bit like I said, a lot of people I spoke to inside reminds me of yesterday's game where the Inverleigh side controlled most of it. Belpo still tried to make a charge, but the answer came very quickly. So let's see what happens here. Ball from the middle of the ground. Andrew got the handballs out, goes back towards McLennan. Hetherington's there. He sits over the top of the ball and can't get rid of it. And umpire will come back in and have another ball up from that centre circle once again.
I was a bit disappointed at half-time. The game didn't wait for Grubby and I to get back to the commentary box.
The
they do that in the AFL.
Yes, no. Ball from that contest goes towards Bearsall. Couldn't trap it. Hose going back after it. Also back there. Picked up there by Jervis. And he tries to burrow his way out. Couldn't do so. Umpire said, let's give it back to me. And again, the umpire very quickly to throw the ball up. Hetherington takes the ball out of the contest, goes quickly to the half-forward line. Spiller trapped that ball nicely. Went to bound the corner with the by foot. Again, didn't get too much distance on it. The ball is picked up out there into the hands of Elzinger. He waltzes in and he kicks his first goal of the afternoon. And the fifth now for Bannockburn. It is 5-6 to the Bannockburn side, 7-7 to East Geelong. And we have gone just on 3 minutes. Lifeline third quarter scoreboard.
And finally, that's what we wanted Bannockburn to do. They've kicked two in a row. It's against the wind. Young Elzinger, he's been a little bit quiet, but done a couple of nice things.
But he's been playing on a wing grab.
Exactly.
Now he's back where he belongs.
And I think down there, he can cause a fair bit of trouble down there. Back in the ruck. McLennan's winning the ruck, but all of a sudden, he's not given East the first use of the ball. So let's just see what happens here. But Bannockburn have got on underneath and got a few touches off his ruck work.
So McLennan goes up. It's Hetherington who gets hand on it, gets it down to Jervis. He can't break away. The umpire has said, you had it too long, son, and East Geelong, he's going to win the free kick.
Yeah, but this umpire's giving it one way, the other umpire's giving it the other one. So
righto, there was the confusion, and it is Connor Jervis who was grabbed high. His kick immediately releases Nick Peters, who has been a very good player for Bannockburn, particularly in that second quarter. Gets it into the pocket looking for Hammond, but it's gone over him. Lemper comes through. Long, low, drop punt pass down the line looking for Lowe, but coming in is Jai Robinson, who punched the ball and got the rebound, has been paid the mark.
And now I think they've got him back on centre wing, which where he belongs.
Robinson now kicks into true centre half forward. Kunchka comes out, takes it. No, can't hold the mark. McIntyre picks up the crumb. Gets it across to Lee. He kicks across into the back pocket, and out coming to take the mark there is Ryan Lemper, who by his standards has been a little quiet today. He finds Sam Lowe with that pass. And the talented, slender wingman in the long sleeves has the ball, kicks it inside to Austin Mulville, who's been pretty handy again today. One of the younger players on the ground that has entertained us all season and certainly all the afternoon. Hugh Menzies is one of them. He can't hold the mark in front of the pack. Lowe's tackled immediately when he grabs the crumb. Not going anywhere. And we'll have a throw in. 13 points the difference now with 2 quick goals to start this second half, which has really livened this game up. Ball goes up in the air. McLennan pulls it out of the ruck. Hand passes into the path of McIntyre. He can't get away, but he gets the crumb back. Hand passes inside to the running Beardsall. He goes to nowhere with that. Back to Hose, who intercepts it. To Peters and to Battaglia. Kicks down forward. Elzinger's got the ball. He hand passes into space. Osborne is onto it. He kicks long and low into the forward line. He'll be looking for his teammate Hetherington. And despite some pressure from behind, he has taken a 2-grab mark and will kick for goal 30 metres out directly in front. And this whole game has been turned on its head, Grubby.
Well, it has. And I know I say it when I see him play because I love the kid, but he was under immense pressure then, Elzinger. The handball that he got out under pressure was absolutely perfect. And young blokes tend to rush things and that, but he didn't. And that's part of why this fella's lining up for a goal.
So Hetherington now leaves the foot. He is a very happy young man. A third goal in the matter of 5.5 minutes in this lifeline third quarter. And it's now 6-6 Bannockburn, 7-7 East Geelong. This game has changed completely.
Well, you're right, Smithy. Ronnie Pilgrim's finally got the blokes in their right spots and they're coming good.
He's not listening to you.
No, he's not. He wouldn't anyway. But I tell you, you might be right just the same. You know, he's finally got the blokes in the right spots and they're playing all right.
Yeah, no, as I said, I like Elzinger forward. He gets that. He's just got that awareness around goals.
Yeah, he has.
And Jai Robinson better out along.
In the middle.
Yeah.
With a young bloke, I think it's a little bit easier to sit in the forward line.
So back we go in the middle of the ground. This time McLennan fends off the coming tackle and coming in. That was a
Sorry,
strong
but that's
tackle there
holding
from
the ball.
Spiller. That was well read off their contest. And Hayden Spiller will be the recipient of that free kick. So he now gets to his feet. Ball back in his hand. And again, whistle has been summoned by the umpire. So now it's ball back in action now. They go back towards the half-forward line. Kunchka's up in front. Doesn't take the mark. Umpire says high, so again, free kick going to the Bannockburn side. Kunchka off a step, goes into their half-forward line, goes towards Battaglia. He can't take the mark, brings it down. Bearsall can't get a quick kick at it. Missed the ball, picked up there. Lemper came through. Now Mulville's got it. He's in a bit of trouble here. He's been held, and umpire said that is holding the ball. Elzinger, recipient of the free kick. So free kick just inside 50, probably just outside range, going back into that little bit of a breeze. Bearsall on the overlap there.
The pressure that wasn't there in the first half is most definitely there now.
I saw him have a field kick early in the game, and I reckon he'll kick the distance, this kid. He's got a magnificent foot on him.
We can't kick it too high because the wind will hold it up.
So Elzinger now will need to kick this ball every bit of 55. Takes that little bit of advantage. Kicks low, kicks straight into the man on the mark. Goes back towards Bearsall. Got the handball back outside, but Mulville read that nicely. Goes back towards centre wing. Bath, he read that nicely off the boot, and he takes the mark. So Bath now with the ball. He goes short.
Can't do that.
And he goes in towards Robinson, takes the mark. Robinson now, again, goes on that left foot and goes long into their forward line. Kunchka comes to the front of the contest. Mark not taken there. Good work, McLennan. Puts boot to ball, comes outside Mulville. And that is Ben, takes the mark outside their forward 50. So he's got a nice Mulville beside him, and that's where he goes to his brother. He goes round the boundary line. So Jervis had moved before the umpire had called that one there, so 15 metres down the ground. It's a decent sort of 50 too. So now Mulville now from just forward of centre wing, delivers the ball towards the centre half forward position. Ball gets out the back, picked up there from the contest. The tackle was made and brought to the ground was Menzies. So a little bit more urgency, as he said, Grub, from the Bannockburn side.
Yeah, much more. I think they'll have looked at themselves in half-time and said, we need to be better than this, and they have.
The ball now, Ezra does the ruck work, comes out, Andrew gets through the contest, goes long, back towards the goal square.
It's coming back!
I tell you what, that has gone straight through the middle, and Andrews gets his first goal of the afternoon and the 8th for East Geelong. 8-7 to East Geelong, 6-6 to Bannockburn, and we have gone just on 9 minutes, lifeline, third quarter.
That has to be one of the number one contenders for the Morris Finance goal of the day. Go and see Martin Carter and the team. What a magnificent goal.
I don't care which sponsor you go, but that one's going to take some beating for the day.
I tell you what, that was the Morris Finance, Fairhaven Homes, Yards Hotel, Hotham Hotel, lifeline goal of the day. What a magnificent goal, and it really got it. That's when they really needed it most too.
That was a superb effort by Billy Andrew. He is a wonderful little player, and it might give the spark back to the East Geelong side. McLennan palms that down, but immediately grabbed by Jervis, going nowhere. And we're going to have another ball up. We've got to get a bit of action here. This time it's young Hammond who gets it. Wins the tap himself, picks the crumb up, but his quick kick forward has been marked by Alston Mulville. At true centre half back for East Geelong, kicks across the ground and finds Simons on the half back flank. He's looking for options, not a lot around. Lowe's made position, but he's gone long down the line looking for Hugh Menzies. That'd be a good target in the first quarter. Bath does a very good job, taps it towards the boundary line. Players come in. Oh, it's a very clever hand pass just in the nick of time back to Menzies. He gets it across to Sam Lowe, to Watson Searle. He's quick kick into the forward line, looking for a teammate there, but taken away by Bowden and run over the boundary line. A good bit of defensive work there. So about 40 metres around from their behind post. We'll have a throw in. East Geelong in attack. A quick goal then has got them back to a 13-point lead, but they're certainly under some pressure at the moment, where this is a completely different Bannockburn side that's come out for the second half. Menzies in the ruck there, taps it down. Running onto the ball was McIntyre. He can't get free. Sam King picks it up. Dodges a tackle beautifully, but he's grabbed again. Hand passes into space, but Battaglia quickly kicks out of the forward line. Coming onto it is Andrew. Just kicked that last great goal. Evades a tackle. Bursts away. Takes a bounce. A long kick from the forward pocket. Oh, that would have been a great goal to back up his already goal of the day, but just faded to the left. One behind only. 8:56. Bannockburn 6:42. 11 minutes into the lifeline third quarter here. Bowden takes the mark from the kick in from Beardsall. And this is Luke Bowden. He runs away.
He was just about to put whistle in the mouth then.
Kicks that, and there's coming out and taking a very good mark is Fanning. So Jaden Fanning for East Geelong will drive his team back into attack. Looking for options again. He decided to go into true centre half forward to a lead from Watson Searle. Punched away by Bowden. Crombie comes in. He's been relatively quiet by his standards today. Still can't win the ball. Players desperately coming in from Bannockburn trying to win it. They coming out. Peters tries to get it. Hammond has a quick hand pass out to Nick Peters. He hand passes to no one. It's going nowhere. Round and round in circles. About 20 players wrapped around it. But finally, Battaglia gets it out into some space. Kicks forward. Hetherington traps the ball. Does a very good job to hold it in. He's trying to get it. Gets it out to a teammate there, but picking up very cleverly.
He's dropped it. He's dropped it like a hot spud.
And Bannockburn through James Hose.
He's got to come back behind the mark.
He'll have to go back. Good call, Grubby. Youngster getting very excited there. Saw the goals not far away.
Sometimes it comes off.
And here now Hose kicks it long into the forward line. That is a beautiful pass to the Hetherington lead. And this excellent young versatile player is going to be having a shot for goal. A kick from just outside 50. He's already got 3 for the afternoon. The mouth guard's gone into the sock, so he's serious.
Oh, well, if he's done that, it's a goal. Just wave the flags and go back to the centre. Just put the mouth guard in the socks. Jeez.
So Callum Hetherington, 3 already today. 45-degree angle. Comes in, kicks long. It's curving around with the breeze, but then re-straightens one behind only.
That rule's crap.
6-7-43.
Yeah, I reckon so too.
That's no good, that rule.
East Geelong 8:56, 13 minutes. Lifeline third quarter here.
He's able to run off his line and gain himself 5 metres.
Yeah.
Beardsall kicks
you
out
kick beside the bloke on the mark.
Yeah, and then Black's
Sam
not allowed to
Lowe
move.
has taken the mark in the back pocket. He kicks into centre half forward, and John McIntyre takes the mark for East Geelong. A very experienced player. He'll settle things down, kicks it beautifully into the middle of the ground and finds Simons. Simons has got Sam King loose. He's taken it just on the edge of the square, kicks across the ground and finds Lee. Lee runs his full distance, kicks long down the line, looking for Lowndes, but it's over his head. Bannockburn once again, first back on the crumb. Kick into the middle of the ground, and it's Clifton who has the ball. Clifton very sure by foot, finds a teammate. Running wide out on the wing, and that's Battaglia. Tristan, he kicks further down to Kunchka. He tries to get away. He's tackled beautifully by
the handball.
Andrew. But Crombie comes and picks up the ball, gets it inside, but a little hand on it there from Spiller gives Bannockburn a chance, but it's McIntyre who picks up the crumb. His hand pass is poor, and it releases Elzinger. He kicks into the forward line, looking for Hetherington. Punched away beautifully at the last minute there by McDonald. He follows up and tackles Peters, who was homeward bound. Sam King's dragged to the ground. The umpire said high by Hose.
Oh, gee, I
Sam
wasn't
King
sure about that one.
Will take a relieving free kick. He's only about 40 metres out from Bannockburn's goal, under a lot of pressure. So King now kicks down the line, be looking for Ryan Lemper. He runs underneath it. Hugh Menzies can't pick it up. Henderson hand passes quickly to Kunchka. Kunchka inside to Bowden. Bowden back to Elzinger. Elzinger's drop punt pass finds Hetherington on his own. That is a beautiful kick, and this young fella who's had a quiet first half has really come to life in the third quarter and given his team a real spark, as have many others. I don't think Grubby will have too much trouble finding good players for Bannockburn at three-quarter time.
No, I won't have any trouble at all. And I'll tell you what, I was just about to say a couple of minutes ago, this is the most important part of the game because East Geelong all lifted again and Bannockburn needed to hold them out. They're going to do better than that if he kicks straight here.
So Hetherington, 20 metres out, 45-degree angle, leaves his boot horribly left of goal, one behind only. And that was costly. 6-8-44 now. East Geelong, 8-8-56. You don't need to be a mathematician to work out that's 12 points. And we are 15 and a half minutes into the Lifeline third quarter.
12.
So Beardsall now with the ball and he decides to play on from the full-back position. He comes out long, goes towards
Well, that's
Menzies.
a free kick against Huey Menzies.
Yep, so it's a free kick going to Kunchka. Goes outside. Beardsall runs and carries the ball. Quick kick into the pocket. Nicely weighted. Mark was taken out there by Patalia. Patalia now just looking at his options further afield. Hasn't got any, so he goes long back towards the goal square. Gives Hetherington a run at the ball. I'll tell you what, he had the mark and or free kick, I would have thought there.
Mark.
And it's going to be Callum Hetherington from almost the top of the goal square going back to look at his fourth goal of the afternoon.
Well, I'll tell you, he won't miss this one.
He's an improved player, isn't he?
He will not miss this one.
He was good in the last year final, Hetherington. Again, another kid that needs to have a sound body, and he is going to come in, and from 20 metres out, he has missed it, Grub.
He's missed it. 2 in a row sitters.
Yep, 6-9 now to the Bannockburn side, 8-8 East Geelong. And we have gone just on 16 and a half minutes, Lifeline third quarter.
So ball coming back in from Beardsall for East Geelong, going long, almost straight up the middle. He's looking for his ruckman, McLennan. He almost grabs it, bursting through the pack as he's prone to do his limper. Leaves the ball behind. Kunchka is a recipient of a hand pass into space, but there's players getting on it now. Elzing is one of them. He kicks across his body.
Oh, you holy hell, how's this kid going?
Just when we thought Billy Andrew had a mortgage on goal of the day, we have a new leader. Only minutes later, what a magnificent performance.
Oh, well, not goal of the day. It's the Morris Finance goal of the day. What a magnificent goal. This young kid was a little bit ordinary in the first half. He's absolutely lit them alight here in the second half. What a magnificent performance by a great young kid. Unbelievable.
Really, really good effort. Game well and truly back to life. Only 5 points in it now. Bannockburn 7-9-51. East Geelong 8-8-56. 17 and a half minutes into the Lifeline third quarter. And this is real finals footy now. McLennan and Hammond in the ruck. McLennan tries to take it out of the ruck again, but Bannockburn are desperately chasing the ball that they probably weren't doing enough of in the first half. East Geelong had a lot of easy clearances, but not so now. McLennan again, left arm, palms down, but it's Connor Jervis who tries to get a kick away. Gets a second go at it. This time he's got 40 metres. Gets it down forward to Spiller, punched away from him. A quick clearing kick from East Geelong, but it's going to be Jai Robinson who's first there for Bannockburn. Punches it back into the forward line. Spiller traps it beautifully. Kicks into the hot spot, but Sam King coming back takes a mark for East Geelong and relieves a bit of pressure. He's got a man free on the wing. Ryan Lemper hasn't let him down. Two Bannockburn players collide, allows Lemper some space. He drives the ball forward, and it's Howe from East Geelong. Kicks into the forward pocket, looking for Smith, but coming in to take a mark in front of him is Clifton, and his kicking to Beardsall is quality as always. And Bannockburn have possession again at true centre-half back. Ball comes back to Clifton. Osborne is on his own on centre wing. Clifton has found him as well and released him. He's straight away loose down the line, looking for and finding Elzinger, who is on fire this quarter. Gets around his man, kicks into the middle of the ground, gets over the top of Lemper to Nick Peters. Nick Peters kicks into the forward line. Players coming desperately to find that bouncing ball. Hetherington's first there, picks it up, tackled, loses possession. Coming out desperately for East is Fanning. He can't pick up the ball. Players trying to jump on it. Elzinger again. Battaglia gets it out to Bowden. Bowden.
Advantage.
Bowden kicks long into space, but the umpire is calling it back. Hetherington is going to have a free kick 55 metres out.
Why is there no advantage this time?
Not quite sure what the reason was.
Well,
to
the play
explain
didn't
that.
stop or anything like that. That was a dead set, straight out advantage.
But Ryan Bowden was off and forward. Come down from the back line. It's the second time he's rushed into attack like that. But the Ball's come back to Callum Hetherington. 55 metres out directly in front. A low pass into the pocket looking for Kunchka. He picks it up on the bounce, gets it to Clifton, and a stabbing pass from Clifton is a ripper into Osborne. Hits him on the chest, low to the ground. He's tight in the forward pocket. Only 5 metres inside from the boundary, so a very, very tight angle. But Osborne will go back and have himself a shot at goal. Another important one. This will get them to the lead for the first time today, if he can kick accurately. Only 5 points the difference between the two teams. So Osborne, forward pocket, ball leaves his foot. He's liking it's going to land right in the square. Players jump but punch through, one behind only. 7:10:52, Bannockburn 8:56, 21 minutes. Lifeline third quarter here at Concept Oval, St Albans.
I'll never ever understand footy as it is today. I know they've got a rotation system. Rotations give me the irrits. This kid's set him alight, but his rotations put him off the ground. Get him back on again.
Ball from the half-back line goes, from full-back position goes out to the half-back line now. East Geelong, they transfer play back to Lemper. He's looking for some options running past. Nothing there now, so he settles himself down. He's going to go down the line now to the centre wing. Kick wasn't great off the boot, and it's going to go straight in the hands of Jervis. So Jervis will send the ball back the other way now. Hose has the ball. He holds things up. Hose now has Peters moving for him. Kick has to be good. Was just not quite there, but it's picked up again. Lemper has the ball, runs through the middle of the ground, goes back towards centre half forward, back towards Bath.
Well, that's got to be
a hold or a free kick, I would have thought, and that will be that way. I think Ezard's hurt himself there too. A bit slow to get off the ground. Umpire said it's no advantage there, so it's got to come back. Nice kick from the boundary umpire.
They have just stopped.
So now Bath with the ball at the in between the centre half back and the centre of the ground, goes short into Clifton. Clifton now takes the mark. We said ball in good hands here. Players lead up, but he decides to go a little bit longer now, out into some space. And there's a great kick, finds Nick Peters in some space by himself. Peters wants to go there, I thought. He goes back inside the hose, got himself into trouble, but then gets out of it. Looks to deliver the ball, goes across towards Hetherington. He comes up, can't take the mark. Ball at ground level now. Henderson taps the ball further afield, goes to Kunchka, off to Hetherington. The banana kick, but he just brought it back a bit too far there, the old banana.
So what, he kicked straight, this kid, and they're 3 goals up?
Well, he's kicked 3 goals, 2, 4, 6, 8.
3-8.
3-8.
They're 4 goals up if he kicks straight.
3-7 he's got.
Wow.
But anyway, so ball brought back in quickly and again to the back pocket. East Geelong with the ball and control of it this time.
When I said he was the danger man, I thought he was going to kick straight.
Yes. Ball now, the Bears eludes the first tackle, gives the handball over the top. So now East Geelong run the ball from their half-back line, go outside. Clifton, strong mark from behind, and the ball is going to come back once again. So he goes in short, looking towards Jervis. He takes the mark. They wants to go, and he goes across the face or across the ground. Kunchka comes up. He's actually led pretty well today.
Yeah,
Kunchka.
he's presented. He hasn't quite done enough, but he's presented.
He's done exactly what they need. That next player in line. So this is the important kick. He goes off a step and goes out wide towards Robinson. Going back McLennan. He's able to get hand on the ball. Ball comes back inside. Hammond's there. Picks the ball up. Gave the handball away to Robinson. Maybe he didn't have it. It's back at ground level now. Picked up out there. Again, some hard work there. Robinson goes over the top. Goes back towards Hamilton. Hammond, the ball tries to run towards the boundary line. Picked up to Alford. A little bunner. That'll smart kick off the boot, and he has found Nick Peters, who can go back and shoot for goal.
Well, they have dead set stopped this. I did not see this coming from at all.
No, they looked a big class gap at half time, but they've closed it and taken it the other way. Amazing.
The question will be, can they sustain it for another 30 minutes after this, though?
Well, they'll have the wind to do it to help them.
Well, that could be true, Grub, but again, you put some petrol tickets in, you've got to have some petrol tickets left.
Oh, mate, they've got a lot of kids that can run for 3 days, not all day. They'll be right.
So Nick Peters now with an opportunity to put Bannockburn back in front. His kick is on the way. It goes across the face and through for a minor score. So they've had plenty of opportunities. They just can't nail it at the moment. 7 goals, 12 now to Inverleague. Bannockburn. They played yesterday, and 8-8 to the East Geelong side. We have gone 25 minutes. Lifeline third quarter football.
Laughing at you.
Beardsville kicks in, finds McIntyre. They're still inside the 50. Another short kick from McIntyre finds Simons. Simons kicks down the wing. They've got a chain of loose players here. This one is Sam Lowe. He hand passes inside to the running Lemper. He's been quiet by his standards, but he gets away this time. Long kick into the forward line looking for Smith. He was held. The umpire saw that. And Zach Smith will have a shot for goal. He'll have a slight wind advantage, and I reckon the man on the mark's probably about on the 50-metre ring.
Did you see that one?
Not really.
No, neither did I better put my glass on because I didn't see him get held at all.
He certainly was held, but it was one of those that probably happens many times in a game and let go.
It was a Tiggy Touchwood touch. It's not a hold. I don't.
So
honestly don't know.
Zach Smith directly in front, but he'll be kicking from outside of 50. But we know this fellow is probably the longest kick on the ground, particularly for goal. He's very accurate as well. He has left the boot. That is a beautiful kick for goal. It has not veered from straight. It's gone 60 metres right through the middle. The 9th goal for East Geelong. And Grubby, if I said that was desperate, that would be an understatement.
Well, it was that they're actually panicking a little bit. There's a couple of these blokes who had some nice easy possessions in the first half are really under pressure and they're not delivering the ball that well in the second half. But they haven't gone away. There's still a couple of goals in front, or just nearly a couple of goals in front. So they're still there. But the first, 20 minutes of this quarter has obviously gone to Bannockburn against the wind. It's been fantastic. But as I say, this east side won't go away. They'll keep going. We could have a cliffhanger here. We could have a real tight one.
So back in the middle, ball thrown in the air. This time McLennan over the top, gets the ball down. There's a throw, says the umpire. I'm not too sure I saw that, but they couldn't get a clear vision at it anyway.
That was a one-handed hand pass.
Well, there you go. So the ball goes quickly from Elzinger outside to Hose, and Hose now swings and goes. Little short kick. Kunchka again up on a strong lead. Strong hands takes the mark. Handballs back inside to Elzinger. Put himself under a little bit of pressure, but he's able to get out of that contest. Goes back towards the goal square. Hetherington in front.
And he's got it.
He's got to be paid. Yes, he does. And Hetherington can go back and have a shot at his 4th.
I'll tell you what.
And the siren has sounded too, so an important kick here on the three-quarter time siren.
I'll tell you what, you always pay the man in front and you have a go at the defender for not punching. But Hetherington wasn't in front until right at the last minute, and he got himself in front, and that's why the defender didn't try and punch it. He thought he was in front.
So he chips at the ball, he chips well. He's got his 4th goal of the afternoon and the 8th goal for Bannockburn. They are 8-12. They trail the East Geelong side on 9 goals, 8. Well, it's going to... things have really tightened up and got fairly close here. So goal kickers to this stage of the game for the East Geelong side. 5 to Smith, 1 to Andrew, Hoff, Mulville and Lemper. And for Bannockburn, we have 4 for Callum Hetherington, 2 to Bailey Elford and Elzinger with 2. Going to take a short break. Final quarter action. I tell you what, we're looking forward to this final quarter action. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse.
Don't go
Your
away.
home of local football.
Watch the live stream.
Ding ding humdinger here at Concept Oval, St Albans. East Geelong 9-8-62, Bannockburn 8-12-60 at three-quarter time. At half-time we thought we were going to see a mild second half going through the motion that East Geelong would advance to next week's first semi-final, but grubby-cations did Bannockburn turn it on.
Well, they did, and a ring-a-ding-ding humdinger. What's this? This is
Bit of Mike Williamson.
70s breakfast show with bloody Game of Pile and Joffer Allen or something. He's Happy Hammond. Mate, I don't know. I just don't know where that come from. I really, really don't know. At half-time, I spoke to a few blokes inside. The general consensus was with the win, they'll probably be 7 or 8 goals in front at three-quarter time, East, and then coast home to a nice, easy win. I think a lot of people thought that. I must admit, I thought that. And all of a sudden, out they came and played the best quarter of football they've played for the whole year. Just a magnificent quarter of footy. Normally I go through the best players. It's real easy to do that here at three-quarter time. Bannockburn the whole 22, and East Geelong pretty much no one. They were nonplussed. I think they're a bit lucky that they did get down and get them couple of goals, because without them, they're gone.
Yeah.
But Smitty, I understand what you say. They've got a lot of young kids out. They've got a few blokes there. That would have taken up a lot of petrol tickets in that third quarter. And we'll just see now with the win. I reckon if they get the first couple, we might be going home early. But I tell you what, it could go to... We could be back here next week. I know it's extra time. If there is extra time, it's only 5 minutes each in. I don't know if you knew that.
So after that, if it's still a draw, what do we do then?
After that, it's like a golden goal. I don't know if it's golden goal or golden point. Next
Golden
score wins.
score, yeah.
Next goal wins. So 5 minutes each in. No coaches to go on the ground.
So what would happen then? Bannockburn would kick with the breeze first off, because you don't swap ends straight away, do you? You go the same way as you finish.
I think you go the same way.
And then you go the other way.
Yep.
And then what happens then? You stay the same way for that next period.
Don't know. That's when it becomes unfair.
Yeah.
There's been some odd things happening. I noticed Tim McLennan, who's been palming the ball beautifully all day, started to try and grab the ball out of the ruck.
Desperation, that is, because he couldn't. Every time he won the tap, the Bannockburn boys just swept on it, took it down, kicked goals, and I think he took it upon himself. But when he did do that, he got caught with the ball.
Yeah.
So, I think he has to go back to try and palm it to his teammates, go down the ground, kick the goals, but the wind's still blowing to the left. I'm sure of that. And as I say, Bannockburn have brought themselves from the brink of defeat at half-time to a chance to win this game. Only 2 points down, and got a nice breeze coming home in the last quarter.
Final quarter action's underway now. Ball in the air. Hetherington up over the top. Ball comes down. McIntyre will merge with the ball. Goes by hand. And from the half-back line, McDonald puts the ball towards their half-forward line. In front, Clifton. Ball comes back through that contest. Picked up again. Well, Mulville left it behind. Now he's put Andrew under a bit of pressure. Goes back and tries to win possession of it. Again, ball in dispute. Hose comes in, takes the ball. He was tackled. Umpire is going to be the recipient.
And that's what you were saying. What's happening, Smithy? In the first half, they picked the ball up. Now they're not picking it up.
Yep, so McLennan went at that contest pretty much uncontested there. Got the ball out to Hetherington. He throws, says the umpire, so it's going to be a free kick to Nick Peters.
Well, don't knock him for getting that one out of the air, because he was the only one there.
He now decides to go across the ground, players from behind, but Osborne is there. He's got the running down the side there, was measures, but now he's going to go that little bit longer, I think. He does, goes towards the half-forward line. In front, Elzinger, Nark not taken. King did that nice in front and square, left the ball behind. Elzinger went back and collected it, got the handball back inside, went looking towards Hose. He couldn't take possession of the ball. Umpire said there was a free kick, comes out the back, and I think there was definitely a free kick there this time to East Geelong.
Definitely.
And the ball is going towards McIntyre. He goes out wide, Crombie, and he looks back inside. McClellan runs down the middle of the ground, takes the marks, got an option to handball, but decides just to hold on to the ball. Across the ground he comes to Lowndes in some space by himself. So again, East Geelong now move the ball into their half-forward line. Coming out, Watson Searle takes a mark right onto forward 50, and that will stretch him just that little bit. Might have got one there as he come through, I think.
A little one.
So Watson Searle with a...
Never show your hurt, son. Never show your hurt.
Big job now to kick this ball in long. Menzies is in the goal square. That would be the next target, I would think. He's going to go long, and it's going to drift across towards the pocket. Ezard is there. Ball comes to the front of the contest. There's a free kick being given, a hold, and it's going to go to Tommy Bath. And Bath will now turn Bannockburn's deep defence to get them out of there a little bit. Goes towards the half-back line with his kick. And ball comes out. Ball gets over the back. Mark not taken out there by Hammond. Again, McIntyre picks the ball up. Went to go a little short kick up over the top. McIntyre goes back towards Smith. Smith off a step, goes back towards the goals. I tell you what, I thought he nearly nailed that. It looked pretty good
Morris
the boot.
Finance was going to get another big plug there.
So 9 now to the East Geelong side. 8-12 Bannockburn, and Bowden decides to bring the ball back in quickly. Goes outside, and Spiller comes up and takes the mark. Hayden Spiller now has an option short. He goes in that direction. Wasn't a good kick to Peters. He's put under a bit of pressure. It's got to be a high tackle.
In the back.
Yeah.
High tackle, dangerous tackle, one of the two.
Definitely.
I tell you what, he had a real chance to get him holding the ball in.
Yeah,
It's just an
just had to
incorrect
stay
tackle.
low.
Yeah, an incorrect tackle.
So Peters now delivers the ball towards centre wing. Hose is in front. Good spoil from low from behind. Hose works hard at the ball. Clears the path for his teammate there. Bowing back to get the ball now as Lands again puts his head over it. Ball goes over the boundary line. We're going to have a throw in. So we've gone 3 minutes, final quarter. Morris Finance Scoreboard sees East Geelong 9-9, leading Bannockburn 8-12.
Boundary throw in right in front of our commentary box here at the Concept Oval, St Albans. McLennan and Hammond. No one touches the ball over the back of the pack. John McIntyre runs through, evades a tackle, gets round onto his wrong foot, so hand passes to Sam Lowe. He goes back to Beardsall, releases him. He's taken a bounce right in front of us and will kick long into the forward line. Hugh Menzies is a target. Caleb Izard drops a simple mark by his standards. He's dragged to the ground, the umpire said. No prior possession, I'll ball it up 48 metres out from East Geelong's goal on a 45-degree angle.
I wouldn't have paid the mark anyway because I reckon it was touched back here, but the ump didn't hear it.
Okay, so Caleb Izard gets that down to his teammate there. The umpire said you had it long enough, Billy Andrew. And it's Elzinger. No, it's Peters, sorry. Nick Peters, who has played particularly well in the second half today. He was okay in the first, but like Elzinger, a superb third quarter from him. He kicks it across and finds Beardsall. Short pass from him. Hammond is free. Hammond is looking to give hand passes. He does so to Nick Peters, the second one to run past him. Long kick down the line, very close to the boundary. Evades everyone over the line. Throw in right at the interchange gates. True centre wing here at Concept Oval. East Geelong hold a 3-point lead, and we're 4.5 minutes into the Morris Finance final quarter. McLennan and Hammond again. McLennan this time down to McIntyre, but it's Hose who sharks it. Quick kick forward, and Hayden Spiller who's lifted in the second half as well. He kicks long into the hot spot. Be looking for Hetherington. He's out the front of the pack and takes another magnificent mark. 5 goals, 7 so far this afternoon. He's done a little bit of ruck work as well, but he's going to go back and have a shot for goal. And after kicking 4-7, is it? After kicking 4-7, you wouldn't back him. He's 35 metres out, just off directly in front. Leaves the foot. It's curving, but no good again. 4-8 for the afternoon for the athletic
Get him to kick straight.
Forward follower. And Beardsall for East Geelong has the ball again. He walks out of the square, bounces once, kicks long to the half-back flank. McLennan is up and takes a good strong mark like a good ruckman would.
Good body there from Lee.
Yep. Excellent kick, comes in ground, and he finds Jaden Fanning, centre half-back. Another short kick from Fanning. This is East Geelong's want, this short game. Keep the ball off the opposition, which they'll want to do at the moment because the opposition are dominating them. He kicks further forward, and we've now got it to centre wing, and Ho has the ball. He's also looking for options. He signalled he's going to be going long, and that's exactly what he does. Izard will be the target, but working his way in front is Bath. Takes an easy chest mark, and that probably was a pretty poor effort by Izard in the end and says a lot about what's happening around the ground at the moment.
I don't know. I think it wasn't an easy mark, and that was a great mark. Great positioning by the Bannockburn defender.
Nick Peters takes the mark, kicks short to Elzinger in the middle of the ground, plays on quickly. That is a beautiful long drop punt into the forward line. Over the back of the pack, it releases Hetherington. What's he like on the run? Well, he hand passes across the body to Daniel Measures. He has a quick kick at goal and fades away for one behind only. So they're 8-14 now. 62, East Geelong 9-9, 63. 1 point only. 6.5 minutes into the Morris Finance final quarter.
So ball in the fullback position now. It's being brought back into the clubroom side of the ground. Long kick out. I think that was Fanning. Brings the ball out. And again, McLennan's a target. And again, doesn't let him down. Takes a mark. Lee positions himself just in behind him. And he's done the same thing twice now. Good body work. Just pretends to put the hand up. That's all you have to do. Over the top, he goes to Andrew. Andrew now chips around the corner, just inside the field of play. Crombie gets the ball, runs and carries, goes towards centre wing, looks to deliver the ball back in towards Menzies. Ball gets out the back. Players arrive. Bearsall was the first to get there. Clifton's also there. Hose gave the ball up to Clifton, goes back to Hose. Hose out the back door now, back towards Bearsall, and Bearsall comes round the boundary line, going towards the centre wing position. Picked up out there. Good hands there from Perkins. Perkins handball over the top, bit strong. Batalia's there. He's tackled, brought down by Beardsall, puts it on the boot, goes back into their forward line. Then the space is Hose, and he takes a good mark. And Hose will now just take a little bit of pressure off Bannockburn's defence for a little minute and let things settle down. So umpire now calling him to play on, so he's going to come straight back towards centre wing, gets around the player on the mark, decides to go long. Back towards McClellan territory, but Kunchka's up. He takes a mark. Good strong grab. So Kunchka's now looking for some runners going past. Got a boundary line. He decides to go quick. Kick wasn't great. Goes straight up in the air. Underneath it, Peters. Oh, Battaglia floats through and he takes a mark. On the left boot, goes outside towards Jervis. Can run, can carry, can kick long towards goal. Will it come back? No, not at this stage. Ball goes across. Hetherington takes a mark just inside the field of play. He's going to go back outside. Player there is Osborne. Picks the ball up. Left it behind. Goes back after it once again. Now he could be in trouble. Underneath him, he needs to get the ball out. Umpire circles. How will he see it? And he says it's going to be a ball up. So ball about 30 metres out from the goal. Bannockburn back in attack and trailed by the solitary point.
Even the Play HQ have got the score wrong, if you listen, everybody.
So the ball's going down now, comes out of the contest. East Geelong, they emerge with it. Handball goes out wide from McDonald. Good pressure there. Bannockburn now with an opportunity to, actually, that was a good pick up there from Ezard, one-handed. He picks it up, puts it down again. Now it's Beardsall. He goes back into their forward line. Not too sure where he's looking to kick the ball, but the ball's gone out of bounds. Umpire said, let's throw it in. We'll have a ball up or a ball in, which will take place 9 minutes into this final quarter. It is East Geelong 9-9. They lead Bannockburn by that solitary point 8-14.
Thompson leading 29-24 at half-time in the A-grade netball elimination final. McLennan gets it down the front to McIntyre. He can't get away. Tackled immediately. Players jump on top of him. The umpire will ball it up again. With 30 metres out from the Bannockburn goal. They're kicking with this slight breeze in the last quarter. The flags are almost limp now, so I'd say the breeze is a non-issue in the game at this particular stage. So it's just going to be heart, soul, grit and determination from here on in.
Throw.
The umpire has signalled a throw and the free kick will go to East Geelong in the back pocket. And it's actually going to the ruckman McLennan, who had laid the tackle during that passage of play where Bannockburn were forced to throw it rather than handball it. So McLennan off a step, kicks a big up and under drop punt kick. Menzies comes through, can't hold the ball. Ball's tackled, kicked over the back of the pack, coming through there as Ho. Hand passes and releases teammate there, comes inside to Sam King. He's looking for options, but there's options not there. The umpire's blown the whistle.
And said, run too far, is he?
That wasn't right either, was it?
So the ball's going to come back to Henderson for Bannockburn. He hand passes quickly inside to Clifton, and the lovely kicking of Clifton goes forward. Spiller is intercepted there. He tries to mark, and that's a brilliant bit of smothering there by Osmond to stop that ball from getting out of defence. Kunchka grabs it, hand passes forward. It's Austin Mulville's grabbed high. He'll get a free kick for sure.
He's played holding the ball.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Oh, I think he got that one wrong.
Well, and 50
as well.
And 50. They'll hit the front the Tigers.
Oh, my goodness. I thought I called that as I saw it. And that first hand on Austin Mulville was around his throat. And he stopped because he thought that it was going to be a free kick, and he's been pinged for holding the ball. So I guess the umpire didn't see it. You can't pay what you don't see. But it's resulted in a 50-metre penalty and a certain goal to Bannockburn from Henderson. And they have hit the front for the first time today. 9 goals, 14, 68. East Geelong a 9-9, 63. 11 and a half minutes into the Morris Finance final quarter. Grubby, telling moment.
Well, it was a telling moment. I almost thought the skills of Lewis Clifton, who never misses a target, when it really counted that time, he just missed the target by a millimetre. And I thought, there's a goal coming up. Then all of a sudden, I'm not going to discuss free kicks because I only get myself in trouble. But I thought it was pretty poor umpiring in that situation. But anyway, we all make mistakes. Maybe I'm making one. Who knows? But it's given Bannockburn the lead. It was a bit of a bit of a fight and a bit of a wrestle for a while. Let's see what happens now.
So ball back in the middle we go again. This time McLennan tries to bring the ball out the back. Hose intercepts that nicely, then goes on the right boot, puts the ball back into their half forward line. Battaglia leads in the race for the ball. Ball will travel a bit too quickly and go over the boundary line. And it will be a ball in from that position, just outside forward 50. Again, attacking end.
Body language in the East Geelong Group 2 at the moment, Grubby, which is a surprise. They really have dropped the bundle, it appears.
They have.
McLennan takes the ruck contest, goes by hand into the hands there, and the ball comes out of the back line now and goes towards centre wing. Oh, Bath, another good strong grab there in front of Menzies. And he will again put Bannockburn back into attack. He goes across the ground. Had to be a good kick and was. Bowden is into some space. Measures makes a move. He's got player short once again. Goes towards Osborne. Over the top, went towards Spiller, went back and collected it. Now he looks to do his right boot, puts boot to ball, goes back into their forward line. Mark is not taken, ball gets out the back, runs towards the goal square. Player picks the ball up, was Alford, couldn't get boot to ball. It has run through for a minor score. He rushed behind to Bannockburn, sees them now at 9-15, 9-9 to the East Geelong side. And 13 minutes gone.
Both games played this year, East Geelong have actually outscored Bannockburn in the last quarter both times.
So the ball now from the half-back line comes out, picked up there by Hose, out the back once again. Went one way, went back the other way, got the handball back inside. The umpire says he has stepped over the boundary line, and we're going to have a throw-in. He's also been better in that second half.
Certainly has.
We should stop talking while I'm trying to interrupt.
Sorry. So ruck contest, ball comes out the back. Lemper takes it out of that ruck contest, goes towards Lowe, runs onto the ball, coming through. Peters did nicely to pick the ball up. He was tackled. Needs to get the ball out. Got it out the back. Handball goes into Robinson. Robinson fed the ball out wide. Went towards Elzinger. He goes back. Lays the tackle. Mulville's there. Got the handball out. Went back to sword towards Lowe. Little kick back towards the half forward line. Again, Bath in best position. Ball gets out the back. Mulville will run onto it. Measures just starting his time. Waiting for the ball to come at him. Ball goes over the boundary line. We'll have a throw in again. As we go past 14 minutes, Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard. It is 9-9-63 to East Geelong, 9-15-69 Bannockburn.
Hammond and McLennan are underneath this boundary throw. McLennan uses the body well, releases some space, gets it over the back of the pack, but it's Bannockburn who've slapped it forward. Lachlan Battaglia wins the ball, but he loses it back to great tackle there. John McIntyre picks up a crumb, kicks it in the forward line, punched away at the last moment from Smith, who'd made great position. Watson Searle comes on the pack, gets it across to Lemper. Lemper 20 metres out directly in front. Kicks a very important goal, and East Geelong win the lead back. 10-9-69, Bannockburn 9-15. Whoops. Scores a level, scores a level, 69 apiece. They haven't hit the front at all. And, geez, that could be a little turning point to lift what is a flagging-looking East Geelong, Grubby.
Well, I said it at three-quarter time, and I just wish I could remember what I did say. But I did say Bannockburn are probably playing the best footy, but I did say that East Geelong wouldn't go away. And with that goal, that proves exactly that. They're hanging in there right till the end. They're not quite playing as well at the moment, but they're hanging in there.
So back with the umpire in the middle. He throws it up. This time ball comes out the back. Andrews nearly had a sweeping hand come through the contest. Picked up by Hammond. Goes outside to Henderson. He puts boot to ball only as far as McIntyre. Didn't travel a required distance. Got rid of the ball outside to Beardsall. Beardsall looks up. Little short kick goes towards Lowe and he takes up a mark and does that nicely. Outside he has Crombie. He's going that direction now. Ball heads in that direction. The Bowden made a good contest there.
That's a free kick every day.
Front on contest, yep.
It's got to come back. It's no advantage there.
Play had stopped, no advantage.
So Crombie now with the ball just right on the forward 50 line. He's looking to get his options. He's going to go long and then towards the goal square. Mark, will it be taken? No, it's not. Front of the contest. Lemprey once again, and he has got a second within a minute and gives them a one-goal margin. So it is now East Geelong 11-9. They lead Bannockburn on 9-15. We have gone 16 minutes. Morris Finance final quarter scoreboard.
Wow, all of a sudden they've come back now and played some pretty good footy in the last 5 minutes. So now it's up to Bannockburn, and maybe you're right. Maybe they are just starting to struggle with their fitness after using up a hell of a lot of petrol tickets in that third quarter. And for once in your miserable life, you might be right, Smithy.
10 goals each in the third quarter. The netball means it's still a 5-goal margin to Thompson at three-quarter time.
I'm sure everyone really needs to know that.
They do indeed, because there's a lot of netball fans in Geelong. Back in the middle, McLennan tries to pull it out, has a second go at it, runs onto the ball, kicks quickly into the forward line. A horrible bounce puts a lot of pressure under both forwards and defenders. Tackling quick there, coming through the ball. Crombie picks it up and kicks another goal for East Geelong inside 20 seconds of that centre bounce, and that gets them back out to a lead in a flash. Magnificent play out of the centre by McLennan and kicked that, what did you call it, a chaos kick into the forward line, Grubby.
That was a bounce in the air, and it really gave the poor Bannockburn boy, Gripper's young fella, no chance whatsoever. It was bouncy. They bowled him over. They took it down. And I tell you what, East Geelong have gone from chocolates to boiled lollies, back to chocolates.
Quite amazing. So they've now got a 12-point lead at the 17.5-minute mark of the Morris Finance last quarter, and kicked the last three and now are back in control. So it's a rejuvenated McLennan, goes up in the ruck. Punched away by Hetherington, who's come down the ground from his position in the forward line. Battaglia gets it to Robinson. Robinson to Nick Peters, and that's a lovely kick into the forward line, and Hetherington snuck forward after that ruck contest to take one of many marks that he's taken this afternoon. Quick kick into the forward line. Clever use of the body there by Osborne. He can't possess the ball, but he's laid a tackle, and he will force a ball up only 15 metres out from his team's goal. They've just lost the momentum momentarily, but they've got it back in their area, and a quick goal again could change things completely. So it's a ruck contest. McLennan's worked his way down there, won it again, can't really get away. That's a quick kick by Mulville, goes forward but coming out. Oh, that's Sam Lowe's done a marvellous job there, can't quite hold the mark, but he created that important contest. Connor Jervis picks up the ball, quickly kicks it forward, just misses to the left-hand side. One behind only. They're 16th to Bannockburn, 9-16-70. Thompson, East Geelong, a 12-9-81, coming up to 19-minute into this final quarter. It's the Morris Finance final quarter, and it's Jack Beardsall who's played pretty darn well today for East Geelong, giving them a lot of run and carry. He's got the ball again at full-back. A neat little kick this time finds Howe in the forward pocket. Well, that's Bannockburn's forward pocket, East Geelong's back pocket. He's looking for options, got another short one, and it's Sam
what's
kick.
going on here? He's getting a holding free to Bannockburn. Off the ball, obviously.
Yeah, and it's gone to Bailey Alford.
He didn't quite know it was his, but he's got it anyway.
So Bailey Alford now in a position of strength. He's on a tight angle, but he's within kicking distance, and he knows that because that's exactly what he's going to do. If he aims at that right-hand goal post, it should float in nicely and potentially, again, change the momentum in this contest.
He's still a long way out, though.
Did I mention I played cricket with his old man?
Yeah, you might have.
Bailey Alford kicks from the pocket. It's long, and it just lands in the square. Touched through, one behind only. 9-17-71, East Geelong 12-9-81. 20 minutes have ticked over now in the Morris Finance last quarter.
I thought you might have played netball with his auntie.
Beers a little bit undecided this time what he wants to do, but he comes out wide, goes out towards the half-back line.
Kunska mark of the day.
Hetherington both had hands on the ball. So Hetherington now decides to go quickly back into their forward line. Battaglia comes up, can't take the mark. Ball hits ground, goes after it again. Umpire circles round him now, and there's been a push in the back, says the umpire. Free kick will go to Tristan Battaglia.
Did you see that one?
Not
yeah,
really.
I did.
He was over the top of him, but...
Well, it's technically a push in the back. They don't pay. They pay 1 in 50.
If you line flat in the ground, though, it's hard to get be in the back of it if you're already lying on the ground.
Jeez.
Doesn't matter. Tristan Battaglia now has a goal. A kick at goal, I should say. And it's probably in the right hands because he doesn't miss too many. Now I've just mozzed him.
He can't afford to miss this one. He cannot afford to miss it.
Has played a bit of football at this ground, along with a few other blokes on the opposition side. Battaglia comes in, kicks that goal. Umpire says that is good enough.
Never look like missing.
He has got his first goal of the afternoon, the 10th for Bannockburn. They are 10-17. They trail East Geelong on 12 goals, 9. And we have gone all but 21 minutes. Final quarter, Morris Finance scoreboard.
I'll tell you what, they got a couple of free kicks there that I must admit I didn't see, but that's football. And when you get those opportunities, you have to go through and you have to make the most of them. And that's exactly what young Battaglia did.
Battaglia must have a friend or a relative in the East Geelong coach's box. He just blew him a kiss after he kicked that goal.
Did he really?
Yeah.
Okay. I wouldn't be going blowing no kisses yet until the final siren's over, mate. Because it always karma can come back on you.
I know. McLennan again in the ruck. Hetherington goes with him and he wins it. And he follows up and almost wins the possession again. But King comes through. Osborne loses it. Elzinger is back in the middle. He quickly kicks forward, coming out, trying to take the mark. Spiller can't hold it. It's Crombie who comes through for, Beardsall, comes through for East Geelong. Can't win the ball, but he's forced it out of bounds right underneath the scoreboard, showing East Geelong 81, Bannockburn 77. And we're 22 minutes into the Morris Finance last quarter. Throw in, coming back in. McLennan and Hetherington, two of the stars on the ground today going for this ruck contest. Bounces beside them as they were both jostling for position. Jai Robinson comes in, picks the ball. He's tackled immediately, not going anywhere. The umpire said, you took that tackler on, Jai, and that has cost you the ball. So it's going to go to East Geelong.
Was it prior?
And it'll be Billy Andrew who
I think
won the ball.
He had a prior opportunity to get rid of it before he got to the contest, I think.
So Andrew kicks and finds Crombie loose on true centre wing. Crombie's long, low drop punt finds McIntyre on his own. He's just between wing and half forward now, looking for some options. That comes from Billy Andrew with a hand pass to the inside. Andrew evades a couple of tackles and spots up a teammate, which is Sam King, on the far side of the ground, hard up against the boundary line. But he's going to put his team inside the 50. He kicks it long into the pocket. He's looking for his teammate Jackson Searle, but Bowden uses his body particularly well and takes a relieving mark for Bannockburn. Plays on quickly. Long back to the centre wing from whence the ball just came. Hetherington up, can't hold the mark. Sam King releases McIntyre out the back with a hand pass. Little chip kick from him is a good one because it finds Billy Andrew free, half forward flank. He plays on quickly, kicks it in, and Ryan Lemper takes the mark on a lead. The man on the mark is right on the 50-metre arc. Lemper's gone back and looks like he's going to take a deliberate shot at goal. The wind is all but gone now, so he's just going to back his kicking strength. No, he's gone to the hot spot. Zach Smith comes out, tries to take the ball. Jai Robinson grabs the ball, hand passes back to Nick Peters, gives it back to Robinson. He gets it on the bounce, plays on quickly. His kick's smothered though. It's going to run near the boundary line, but East Geelong have got it through Crombie. They get it back in, kick it back into the forward line. Izard setting himself, can't take the mark, wins back the bounce, tries to get it away. Players trying to rip it off him. The umpire says, keep going, boys. I think he should have balled it up a little while ago, and he will now.
That makes a mockery of that when you punch the ball, doesn't it? He's punching the ball and can't get it out. The other bloke took it off him. It could come out.
So it's Izard now. He's in the ruck with Hammond. He can't get it through. Mulville tries to burst through the pack, loses the ball. Comes to Connor Jervis. It's classed as advantage. Jervis kicks forward. Sam Lowe wins that for East Geelong, kicks it back. Izard waiting under it. This time it's punched away from him again. Jai Robinson, who's done a lot of work in the last little while. Clifton kicks forward. Osborne picks it up on the bounce. He's tackled immediately, but does get it away towards Elzinger. He hand passes to Spiller. Spiller evades a tackle. Kicks long into the forward line. Ball goes over the back of Hetherington. He did get a hand to it, but he's followed up. He's won the ball. He's been tackled, dragged off the ball. The umpire said he hand passed it, so all is well. Austin Mulville hand passes into the pocket to McLennan, who's worked so hard down the ground. He kicks forward looking for Mulville.
Oh, you've got to hold on to them tackles.
And he finds Beardsall on the wing. East Geelong have the ball back again. Nice pass from him, finds Ho. Centre wing. East Geelong still in possession. A frantic few minutes of play there, but they've held off pretty well. Jai Robinson has a mismatch here with Hugh Menzies. Billy Andrew has just failed to take the mark. Ball's been forced over the boundary line right in front of our commentary position here. 81 plays 77, East Geelong in front. Morris Finance last quarter.
He did well not to give a free kick away then.
He
So
certainly
Ruckman
did.
now to go at it there. Ball to be thrown back in by the umpire. Again, Hammond goes out. Ball comes out the back, goes to Clifton. Tried to get his way through the contest. Packer was there. Oh, he says he didn't have
Swing
it.
tackle.
Sling tackle, so he's got an option outside. He goes in that direction now. Beardsall leads in the race for the ball. Needs to pick the ball up. Got the favourable bounce. Good work there from behind there by Lowndes. Put a bit of pressure on. Won the
well
ball
done.
back. He goes back into the middle, but Hose is
so
going to
well
intercept. So he's taken the mark. So Hose, wouldn't be too much longer to
This
go.
siren's close. I'm
They
telling
need
you,
to-
it's close.
They need to get things going. You're right there, Grub. Ball goes back towards centre half forward. Ball comes out the back. McIntyre got the handball out. Running player there. Lee goes out wide, and Hoff will come out and take the mark. And
Hold it up, son. Hold
He's got
it
the
up.
ball on centre wing. Just needs to take possession of the ball now. East Geelong have the control. So he's asking for players to come in. Play it on now, says the umpire. He goes long down towards the half-forward line. Bath did nicely. Took the mark. Handball goes out the back to Clifton. Goes inside. Running player will be Peters. Needs to keep things rolling. Goes across the ground. Has a player out wide. That's Measures. So Measures now has a player further down the field. He's Beardsall. He's got some space by
Could be their
himself
last
to
chance,
run and
Smithy.
carry. He needs a big relief from Heather.
Siren!
Siren has sounded, and East Geelong have lasted. East Geelong have lasted 10-17 to the Bannockburn side, but it's 12-9, 81 to East Geelong, 10-17, 77 for the Bannockburn side. A great game of football here this afternoon. Goal kickers for the day, Zach Smith with 5, Lemper with 3, 1 each to Crombie, Hoff and Mulville, and for Bannockburn 4 to Hetherington, 2 each to Elzinger and Alford, 1 to Henderson and Battaglia Tristan. A 4-point margin to East Geelong, and they will proceed next week to take on Belpost Hill. Is that
Yes,
right? That is
yes,
correct.
it is.
And we've seen a great game of football. We're going to take a short break, gather our thoughts, and come back and go through everything that's happened here this afternoon. You're listening to 94.7 The Pulse, your home of local football.
It's the end of the Devils
I'm
season.
glad I got that.
And Thompson will advance to play Werribee in next week's first semi-final. And the football side, East Geelong were dominant in the first half. Their third quarter was anything but a finals performance, but they managed to rally, get back their noses in front and hold on to a 4-point lead. But well, we always knew about the heart and soul of the Bannockburn team that Ronnie Pilgrim coached, but Grubby, we saw that on display. What an extraordinarily good second half, and again, it was the kids that were driving it.
It was, and you know what? At three-quarter time with the breeze, I thought they were going to win the game. They've probably been a little bit unlucky because the flags are up again now, but I reckon for a period of about 15 minutes in that last quarter, the wind dropped when they had it. Jason Darty's going home. You beauty! He's the reptile that you wouldn't take to the Leopold Sporties. Look, I don't know how to explain that game. At halftime, it looked like to me that East Geelong had no doubts and no troubles, have a nice, easy second half and go in really fresh next week. Then all of a sudden, Bannockburn came out in that third quarter. Not only did they make them work, they made them look silly for a little while. They kicked goals against the wind. And I just hate to admit this, and I hate to admit it, but I think the man next to me hit the nail right in the head. They just run out of petrol tickets in that